Hello everybody, welcome to the stream tonight. We are happy to have you here for our second classic race watch along. We've got Miss Claudia here, who's soon to be a birthday girl actually. Her birthday's coming up on August 12th, so...
Wednesday, podcast day.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a podcast on my channel this week with special guest Alex Bowman, so we're excited about that. But tonight, we're going to be watching a classic race. A lot of you recommended this, and we put out a poll kind of earlier this week asking for what race you guys would like to see us watch next. This one won the poll, so 2001 Sonoma. It was the last race on NASCAR on Fox for the 2001 season before they switched over to the next broadcaster. So, let's switch over here to camera.
Hi guys.
Here we are. Hello, how y'all doing? We're going to be watching, again, Sonoma in 2001. I haven't really watched the entire thing, but I've heard there were some really interesting moments in this one. So I think we're in for a treat as far as
I hope so.
We are watching this tonight on Mr. Dave W's channel. If you aren't subscribed to Dave W, please go subscribe over to him, and I want to give the credit back to him for putting these races up on YouTube so that we can watch them whenever, folks at NASCAR haven't uploaded something. So thank you, Dave. And let's click on over here to the computer tab. And we have skipped forward a little bit already. We're going to be picking up right here at the 22:83 mark, or 22:33 mark, sorry, 83 is not a second, 22:33 second mark, and we're going to play it right here. This is right after the national anthem, so we'll get the command to start engines and go from there. All right, here we go.
And thank you, the U.S. Army Color Guard. And
there's Shugs, if you didn't hear that. Can you hear it okay? Maybe up a little bit.
I'd prefer it to be up a little bit.
Okay. Trying to make it so loud where it doesn't echo or anything.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
And appreciate NW Podcast Mod for helping me out being moderator tonight. If you see any spoilers, please be sure to take care of that. Oh, and I appreciate that Weekly Podcast Mod. He put up the link to Dave W's channel. I need to go back and do that in the description. I realize I forgot to do that, but I have put up a little note on the stream here. Subscribe to Dave's race uploader, Dave W. So appreciate that.
Mike Joy with Larry McReynolds and Darrell Waltrip. This is one of two road course stops on the 2001 tour. The other is Watkins Glen. And Darrell, road racing requires a different kind of approach, a different kind of discipline. And Larry, different kind
Our cat is playing with the box, so it's funny scratching his face.
Shugs does Shugs things.
I believe that there is a technique shifting.
He just wants to be on camera, that's all.
Yeah.
While he's on the podcast, that's my job, is to take care of the cat, because he always wants to be with Daniel.
Yeah, if it wasn't for... Oh, you gonna bring Kitty up here?
Here it's all about style and who can stay on the road.
There he is.
He's a big cat.
He's a heckin' chonker.
And one thing I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to be on pit road as few times as possible.
As few times as possible, he says.
Position. It's so important. I'll get you within about those last 20 laps, DW. You got what you got. Stay off the button. I don't want to hear from you no more to the end of this thing. But yes, strategy. Staying off of pit road.
I might be in minority here, but I like the Fox broadcast. I know when this season...
This appeared when they were peak right here. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I know when we switched over this season from Fox to NBC, a lot of people was happy. But I don't know. I just like the reporters and all that. I just like the sound of Fox. And then especially with now, how they put like on Fox the 20 running positions at one time. That's what I like. Quick glance and you can see a bunch of people at one time, and if I'm a Chase Elliott fan. If he's in 8th, I can see him, how far is he behind, the leader, and kind of keep tabs and, he's looked like he's coming quick or falling back, versus, on NBC, you have to wait till it cycles around. So,
yeah.
I know every so often they'll flash up a little graphic on NBC, like Fox does full time, but they'll do it. And, but I don't know. I think I like Fox more, but. That's just me.
And there's Jeff Gordon, the man who won the last race we watched in 1997 Winston 500. He's going to start from the pole here today. So.
All right. Here's ours.
With Rusty Wallace. Rusty Walrus?
I promise I cannot say his name without trying to say Walrus.
I know.
Jerry Nadeau has a point, a Sears point to prove. He cut his racing teeth on road courses. In 3 starts here, he started second, started third, but never finished better than 8th.
Hey, don't count this Gordon right here out either. He's a factor. Bobby Hamilton, he finished second here in 98.
Kevin Harvick, he makes his first start in a Winston Cup car here, but he won a Winston Western race in 1998 here.
Didn't know that.
Car number 87, Ron Fellows, fresh off a win last weekend at Le Mans. Today, he drives for Joe Nemechek, for whom he has won 3.
It's kind of funny thinking, feeling like this is such an, older race, and then like Kevin Harvick's in this race, that he's still an active driver and really doesn't, I don't feel like he's slowing down anytime soon,
Yeah.
I think it'll be quite a few years before he retires.
There's Bill Elliott and Chase and Ryan's dads right there beside each other. There's Matt still racing.
Yeah, technically, yes, he is.
Yeah. Mikey.
Ricky Rudd won the inaugural race here in 1989.
John Andretti, rest in peace.
Mike Skinner looking for a second top 10 of the year, and Todd Bodine hasn't run
That's
here.
Mike Skinner, the last year before Lowe's would be on the 48 car.
Buckshot Jones, now he qualified 29th by Tom Hubert in the car. The car will have to go to the rear of the field.
Kevin LePage and Kenny Schrader has had 6.
I like these graphics. You get a chance to see every car. That's one thing I don't like.
And you can see the drivers a little bit. And you can kind of get to show their personality a little bit in these little
That's true.
videos that they've done.
I mean, because like for people who are not that good, that's in lower tier rides, you really never get to see what kind of sponsors they have. You don't get to see the car unless they're involved in an accident or the leader's coming up on them and about to pass them. They're just lap traffic. I mean, companies still pay money for those too. So I like the exposure.
Mm-hmm.
The car after crashing in practice on Friday.
First pace lap.
Is the screen not supposed to be center? Yeah, it's supposed to be like the way it is, and the reason it's because of this is like there's like all that stuff on the side of YouTube that if I center
this is
it,
echoing, so you need to fix that.
okay.
Did you just need to turn it down on our end?
Yeah, we're gonna turn it down a little bit on our end, so it's not as bad. All right, we're trying to keep the audio where it's good, where we can hear it, but also it's not echoing too much. It's at a 16 level audio, and if you guys can tell me if it's any better, please let me know. We appreciate you letting me know it's echoing.
We're back in the Hollywood. I didn't want to be Alice. How come I had to be Alice?
Because you can control the pack better than anybody else.
Well, thank you.
It's good now, okay.
Here in the Fox
I mean, really, we're just going to be watching the racing anyway, so.
Yeah.
He got a Darrell Waltrip lunch. Oh, you watched that. She had a big crush on Mark.
Did you watch the Brady Bunch?
Didn't everybody?
I wasn't alive then.
I think was the line.
I know, but you can still watch reruns.
A little bit. I don't know. I guess the only old show the only 2 old shows I ever liked was MASH and the Andy Griffith Show.
Chris, with a seat like this, I mean, how could I stay
Oh,
away,
check this
really?
out.
Welcome to turn 11, where the action
Just
is
sitting in
on
beach
and
chairs
off the course.
right outside
Get to
that main
moment,
like
but
U-turn
check
at
out this
Sonoma.
track. This is why this is called Calamity Corner.
Oh, that's a neat view. I'd like that.
Yeah.
This is a 180
There's
degree
just people
So like
walking on
that's where you
track.
can see them entering the pits, and then there's where they go by. Like I don't know if they still do something like that there, or it is funny. I see like grass, and I'm like, dang, what time of year was they there? Where there's grass?
And they're sitting at a table, and
Yeah, they're just having like wine and things like that.
All right, right. And if I'm going to be Alice, I got to ring the.
yeah, I think that would be a neat view. Especially, a comfortable. I think a beach chair would be more comfortable than a metal bleacher.
So, seeing some things in the comments, I see it looks like Eric Jones is confirmed will not be back with Joe Gibbs Racing next year.
I saw that. Yeah, I mean, wow.
It's that's tough. Tough things got to be made over there at JGR because they got so much talent in their
Just can't
development,
retain it,
and they can't keep it.
Yeah, I was at work today, and I work at a catering company, and so I work currently right now I'm helping them out in the kitchen with some of their prep, and so obviously I can't be at my phone at a moment's notice. I check it later, when the time's appropriate and whatnot, and I see like 3 texts from Danny, boom, 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 and it was about the choose cone, the how they're doing the playoffs or whatnot with the starting grid for the playoffs, and the Eric Jones news. I'm like, whoa, so much news! I feel like today was a big news day. Which I'm very happy about. At least the starting lineup. That makes a ton of
Here's
sense.
this Gilligan Island thing.
They don't have to go around an ovation course like everybody else is going to get today. NASCAR is going to hold up every single one of these guys for 18 full seconds. They're all mad they're out here. Even the big guys like Mark Martin don't want to be here.
Thanks, little buddy.
Yeah, but I like the starting lineup for the playoffs. It's less randomized. I mean, it seems like a really complicated formula, but I mean, as long as they do crunch some numbers and whatnot, at least it rewards drivers,
Yeah.
and it's not completely randomized, because that would be quite a crazy playoffs, and you might get somebody in that doesn't really earn it, earn the spot or whatnot.
Someone said volume, turn it up. Okay, we'll turn it up a little bit for you guys.
3-hour tour. Why did they
That's
bring
about all I can really do, because I don't want to have it too loud where you can't even hear what we're saying either.
43 cars will start our 3-hour tour today. 112 laps, 224 miles, 358 kilometers. And the pit window?
35 to 40 laps.
I like how they see what the little
Oh,
curse
I think I see what they're saying now. So someone said there wasn't enough pit stalls there, so that's why there was some kind of like weird Gilligan's Island thing where it's like they gotta hold you there while, I don't know, that's kind of weird stuff.
Well, I did see somebody comment on Twitter and said something like that, and I wasn't understanding what that meant, so.
Yeah.
Wow, nice job.
That makes sense, because I saw them circling it as I was talking.
You beat me up in the X this Friday, something awful.
I didn't tell you I had more power than you had.
That was a lot better drawing than we've done all year.
It was.
Here are some of the onboard cameras we'll have. Our Brady bunch of onboards.
And I like what they said with the purse was, so I guess like your compensation if you won. It's kind of neat to figure out, find out how much they earn. Which, I mean, obviously that's got to be split between teams and crew and payroll and all that. So it's not like this driver pockets that much money and goes home.
All right, Rusty's getting warmed up.
So like, I don't see like a lot of these guys wearing the Hans device. It's weird to see, and like they weren't all required to wear it. Man.
He's got a little work to do. He said he never started this far back before. He didn't know what to expect.
I saw a picture of Rusty Wallace. Not a picture, but a video of Rusty Wallace there. And it was like, I don't think it was like nothing like around his shoulder. I'm like, not you seeing a driver's neck while they're racing.
Yeah.
We're going to do it today.
How about Hammond told us all those road course specialists shouldn't be allowed to run?
All right, I think we're about to go racing here.
Yeah, let's tell you something.
Pit car's gonna pull off in that center area.
Here we go.
Car is in.
All right, boys. All right, we got them cleaned up. We're coming down to drop the green flag. Get ready to go racing. Green, green, green. Go, go, go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Up the hill.
There we go. Boogity, boogity,
There's
boogity.
your boogity.
Through the gears, Gordon.
So we know it dates back to at least 01. I know I asked that the last time we watched, because Daryl Waltrip was a driver, right?
Yeah.
In the race we watched last time, so.
And the PM gave me $1.99. Appreciate that, man. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, oh wait.
I think something. I guess that's all.
He said, wait, he did say it. Yeah, he did
Down
say
the
it.
hill from the crown of the race
So I guess he'd been
track,
starting that
turn
since
4 and
sooner people
straight
said.
across a downhill chute to turn 7.
I appreciate he did that at the All-Star race, but it was kind of tacky that it was too early.
Yeah, that's
like, what, a half a lap
horrible,
too early?
horrible communication there.
That's going to be a real junkyard down there before the day's over with.
Scott Pruitt inside Craven picks up a spot in the 33.
A lot of give and take right now. Tire pressure's real low. Track's a little dirty.
This is a very fun road course, and I like this configuration better than the new one they went with last year.
It's amazing, isn't it? Look at that. Looks like they're on a conveyor belt.
I miss Sonoma. Like that we're not going to get to go there this year. We're walking to Glen. But I am excited for the Daytona road course. That will definitely...
Oh yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
I think that'll bring a lot of excitement, especially with no practice, no qualifying. Just get out there and hope for the best,
Evan, I guess he's the one who said like he didn't start until like 2005. He said, yeah, I lied.
Robbie Gordon from 7th
Oh,
to
okay.
4th in one lap.
Stevie says he's the guy that's going to win the race today. We'll see if she's right. But I'm never right.
Then he delivers says, I prefer them not running a carousel. And yeah, I like this style of Sonoma better.
I did think when they were kind of outlining the path, it did look different, so that makes sense. It's not the current configuration.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened to Sterling Marlin on the start.
Here we are in the car with it.
Uh-oh.
It's on the ramp limiter for some reason.
Did he not have a switch on?
The switches he was flipping, these cars carried 2 ignition systems. The car didn't want to go. He went to ignition B or ignition 2.
Yeah, you could hear it just popping. Pop, 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 pop.
And he dropped from 16 to 32nd. Here comes Gordon after Tony Stewart gets him as they come through the tail end of the S's. Robbie Gordon's on a mission.
Favorite moment of the race is Matt Nelson. Well, so far, right now, because we're trying not to get any spoilers. So
He's faster, Daryl. Let him go. Let's don't race each other this early.
appreciate that, Daniel. $3. Here's 3 for lap 3.
As we do at every Fox race, we'll stand silent
Here.
for lap 3 to
Oh
honor the
yeah,
memory
lap 3.
of
We gotta
Dale
hold up
Earnhardt.
3 fingers for Dale.
Oh, I guess 3 of them.
We gotta be silent, they say.
Put up a lead on Rusty Wallace. Kevin LePage limping back to the pits as the leaders go up the hill
Like all
to
the
turn
comments.
2.
3.
It's over 100 feet of
Do it
elevation
for
change
Dale.
up there.
Looks like
RIP.
it might be the end of the day for the 4 car. He's awfully slow, and I don't hear any motor.
Do we know what time of year this race was,
Dale
Sonoma?
Earnroad did not
Is it like
consider
when
himself a
traditional
natural
snow?
road racer
Whoa.
in June of '95. He snuck out
Well,
here
keep in
early
mind,
to
this
do
is
a
like
Monterey,
uploaded from videotape
one-on-one
recording,
training
so-
session with Bill
Yeah.
Cooper. Earnhardt won.
Do we know, was it typical
It's
Sonoma
about the
time of year?
time of year it would be now.
Summer-ish?
Yeah.
I said, I got to get out of this thing. They'll love
Like,
it.
it's probably not quite late in the summer like it, is today, because it looks like the grass is like not all the way dead. Like, I can see it doesn't look like sand over there. It's still kind of dying.
The biggest gainer, Steve Park, from 34th to 24th. There's a look at Mark Martin.
He's
Mark
another
Martin's
gainer.
in a
Started
inverted
38th. Again, had the bad
color
qualifying
car
run. He's
there.
up to 31st. Talked to Jimmy Finney, his crew chief this morning. Said, Larry,
There's usually like
we're
a
gonna
black
run
car,
our
it's like
own
a white
agenda,
car.
our own race. We're going to break it down into 3 segments and see where we end up at the end of the day.
And by the same token, I talked to Mark, and he said, we're going to do a lot of things today we would normally not do because we're way back. We're on Gilligan's Island. We're going to try some things on the car. We're going to try some pit strategy. We're going to try a whole new deal today, see how it works out.
And he was fast.
Chevy
in
Roll
every practice
48. What do you
he's had
say?
here,
Oh
just
wait,
got off
I
the
just
road.
thought if NASCAR used rear wings for road courses only, then they'd run into issues when they run in Daytona Roval. Yeah, they probably would. If they had a setup like that because you can still get a lot of speed on that back
And
stretch.
there are the position gains.
55 cars slow here, guys, going into turn 1.
Favorite paint scheme all time? That's a tough
Mark right
one.
by him as they climb the hill here. There is Hamilton.
There's a lot
Casey
of
Compton, Kenny Schrader.
there's a lot of possibilities
Mark
right
Martin
here in
inside.
this group.
And
Like in this
sometimes you
race
get out
right
of the
here.
line, it's like on a road course.
I think one that I've always
You get out of the line,
liked
you
is
just gotta
the one I
wait
have right
till you
behind me
get back
over
in line
here.
somewhere, and that may be what's going
It's,
on, but I think it might be serious.
2002 Ricky Rudd Have One car.
Kind of letting them go by.
Like, that's probably my favorite one. There was a race where I sponsored a guy named Brian Mercurio for iRacing, and it's one of the races that Ryan Vargas put on, and it was like a throwback event for Richmond. I had him run a DannyBTalks truck, and we went and we modeled after that paint scheme right there. So that's probably one of my personal favorites. It just always had a very clean look and feel to it.
When did you get that one?
Recently.
Uh-oh, the calm. I was going to say, I don't remember that ever being there.
Yeah, it might have been a couple of things I got. You don't even know about that yet.
The Winston Cup completes the pass as they head toward turn 1. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Robbie Gordon, Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte, the top.
What's all of your favorite scheme of 2020? What would you say?
The Dodge Save-Mart 350 on Fox is brought to you by Dodge and nearly 3,000 dealers who invite you to come see what's different.
I can't, usually I'd be biased and say, oh, Chase Elliott. But I mean, all the Hendrick cars have looked the same the last several years. So,
and honestly, they kind of got a little lazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they're fine for the first year or two, but it's been now like 3 years, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they changed a little.
It's good to change it a little bit.
So I can't say that.
Well, that's a unique camera view.
Official fuel
Yeah.
of NASCAR.
I'm trying to think.
And a few off-course excursions.
Yeah, I just saw a huge bloom.
I'm trying to kind of go through the field in my head, trying to think who's pink. I usually like Kyle Busch's, like specialty M&M's cars, but I'm not digging the light purple. The caramel, I really like that when that was pink, and the hazelnut. Those colors pop. They work. But I'm not a fan of the light purple. I'm trying to think of.
I guess I did like the car that William Byron had at Daytona. That looked really good in
The
person.
sea glass, yes.
That looked really good in person.
I will agree with that. That's like not a traditional, that was
I
a
didn't think I was
one-off.
going to like that when I first saw the idea of it, but it looked way better in person.
I agree. I would vote for that. I like the Kevin Harvick. What's the red one? Like apple or something?
Oh yeah, the one you had the All-Star race.
That was neat. I like that.
Let him go by. He'll block for us. We'll follow him.
It's funny how drivers
Yeah, I think
use each other.
that one's a neat one.
It's okay to
I
use
enjoy.
a guy, though.
From the Xfinity series, I really like Noah Gregson's Bass Pro Black Rifle.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that car. So
That's a good one.
we pre-ordered that one of his Daytona win. So I'm excited to get that in.
Yeah, we should be getting that one here soon for our collection.
If they've just made, I seen they just shipped out kind of.
Wait, did I just see like a person standing on that hill as the cars went by? I don't know. I'll watch for it again. At DannyBTalks, who is the best driver currently? Well, it's kind of a tie between Hamlin and Harvick in my opinion right now. I mean, they've been to the Classic field, maybe Keselowski, but definitely either Hamlin or Harvick right now.
Well, I think Brad has had good runs. I just don't think, like, 2 of the wins, he just kind of was in the right spot at the right time.
2 of those ones I think Elliott should have had in there, actually.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't want to discount his driving ability, but I don't think he's at the level of Hamlin and Harvick yet, I mean, he could get there. We still have, races left, so we'll see what happens.
Someone said, you guys know Gregson's Daytona diecast is out. Well, we ordered the autograph ones, didn't we? So that might be a reason why we haven't gotten ours yet. They probably, with COVID, have had a delay getting the autographs entirely. So that's probably what that is.
But we ordered that, and Jordan Anderson's runner-up finish at Daytona.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
One now that I've seen some people get it, and I wish we would have gotten it, was Tyler Reddick's Homestead win.
Yes,
we're the kind of people that I feel like we've definitely pre-ordered more stuff this year than we have in recent years.
Yeah.
But usually we're like, we want to see it before we buy it, but now we found out that one was so popular, there's no seeing that one. You gotta hope you ordered it.
Right. We went to Homestead for our honeymoon last November, so I think it would have been neat to have bought all the champions and displayed them as a set,
Yeah.
But I guess none of the winners we were like extremely happy. I don't say extremely happy.
Reddick was probably the one I was like probably more excited about. But
yeah. Matt Crafton, I mean, obviously he didn't want to race, so it was just kind of like, I'm a Ross Chastain fan. I was pulling for him, and then to see somebody win the championship, but then win a race, I think that was just kind of bizarre. Reddick I was happy with that. He wasn't the big three, or wait, no? Yes? Last year?
What do you mean?
That, like, Cole Custer and Christopher Bell.
and Kyle Reddick.
Okay, it was Reddick. Okay. I don't know why I kind of forgot.
It was all guy who was randomly there.
That's what it was. Okay, I couldn't remember who was the kind of the fourth person. But, and then Kyle Busch, we've seen him win a lot, so it wasn't like, woohoo, yay, Kyle Busch, you know. So maybe that's why we didn't think about it. But Daytona, great memorable races for Xfinity and Truck. I mean,
Yeah.
Cup was kind of a weird finish, so I kind of...
Like Derek was again. I swear, I gotta pay attention when they come for these S's, but it's like a person standing really close to the cars as they go by.
Watch out. Here he goes down into turn 11 here. Hit it twice. That means he shifted gears twice. And he's going to accelerate up out of here. He's got to work the throttle just a little bit. Now watch.
This is interesting. Like back then, they'd have a lot of these like
Give me fourth.
like
There you go.
cameras like looking at their feet when they was driving, especially on the road courses. They might still do it a little bit these days, but just not as much as they used to.
I mean, that pedal can be hard as a rock, but you're always touching it to be sure it's there.
Yeah, you have to. These
Yeah,
guys.
shift, you know, between gears. That's just too much thinking for mine.
It reminds me of some of my old cheerleading moves, but more importantly, what you're not seeing in the car is the trophy that Rudd picked up in Pocono last week. Big to do as we talked about the pre-race show. His crew chief Michael McSwain didn't want to put it down. McSwain told me that he was forced to leave it at home because it didn't travel well. He was also forced to do a lot of work on the car after the happy hour yesterday and going into today. Michael told me, hey, we took everything that was in there, we pulled it out, we put everything new in there. Pretty much what we did is we went back to some old notes because Ricky has had success here in the past. Of course, he won the inaugural race in '89.
Evan said, man, those Dodge Intrepids are looking great, especially the Ray Evernham ones. Yeah, that's true. They were, like, the Ray Evernham ones, like, they were just, like, red and had Dodge all over them. Like, they had full sponsorship from Dodge back then.
Wow.
You are the man, exactly.
So some people would think today that that's unsponsored.
Yeah,
You know, it's
back
like,
then, though, they had full support from Dodge because they were just getting back into NASCAR.
yeah. I know when Eric Jones won Daytona in the Toyota something, right? I don't remember what it was. Toyota something. He was like, oh, he's
I couldn't afford myself.
That's a good move right there. So the 7 car, I think, is Robbie Gordon. Now, Robbie Gordon,
Yes, there you go.
he's well known for being a great road course racer.
Okay.
And now today, he owns and operates like a big super truck series. So, like, road course racing has always been his thing, his specialty. So, now he's in second behind Jeff Gordon. No, they're not
Sonoma
brothers.
and the Dodge Save-Mart 350. That's the newer.
When I-
We're on lap 14 out of 112.
When I was younger and, you know, mostly just, you know, knew NASCAR from video game stuff,
Yeah.
I, for a long time, thought they were brothers. And I was like, nope, they're not.
Superstars in the majors will gather in Seattle to take sports.
So what kind of age were you, like mid-elementary school?
Yeah.
It's funny, you know, back then, I mean, we're not that old, but it's like even in like elementary school, you didn't have easy access to the internet, so you couldn't even look that up,
Right.
you know. I mean, we, growing up in my family, we had like a desktop computer, which I know some people,
Who is a terrific road course driver. Started out 38.
some people, you know, obviously didn't have internet growing up, but it was just so slow. Like, we just didn't get on the internet until at least I know maybe middle school. I remember starting because I mean, internet on my phone didn't happen until when I was like in high school. So it's kind of funny to think kids can just boom, boom, on their little iPhone and look it up now.
Yeah. Looks like we might lose a little bit of our audience. Looks like Eric's going to go live in about 30 minutes.
But you want to stay over here and watch the race with us, right?
Or you can have 2 screens and watch both.
Chased out points leader Jeff Gordon. All right, let's go back upstairs.
Morris said has increased 15 positions since the start during his qualifying lap. He kind
We
of
got trucks
overdrove
this
turn
weekend?
7 and
Trucks this
had
weekend?
to start way in the back.
Yeah.
He's gained the most positions of anyone so
They're
far as we
back.
ride with Mark.
Yeah, I think it's just a one-time thing where it's just Kyle.
Got lots of racing this weekend if that's the case. You know, you got doubleheader cup on Saturday, Sunday, and
Well, what he's got going on is
Trucks
he's
in
got Steve
Xfinity.
Clark in front of him, Darrell, and he just simply cannot
Oh,
get
it's in Michigan doubleheader.
Doing what?
Michigan doubleheader
He
for Cup.
simply can't pass
Yeah,
him.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
But he's got to get
I was like, oh
Sorry,
wait, who
I
that
was
did?
Oh, I forgot. Xfinity's actually at Road America. They're at a different track.
What I've been watching is
It's like one of the few times where it's like actually going to be two different places.
Trying to stay on the lead lap, I guess, and that's allowing Robbie Gordon and Tony Stewart and Rusty Wallace to close on Gordon. He's losing about a second a lap because of traffic.
I was going to say, since he caught Bobby Hamilton, it has knocked almost 3/4 of a second to a second out of each lap.
I don't know why, and it might just be my imagination,
Robbie
but it
Gordon
seems
is
like every
catching
time that
that Gordon.
24 car gets in traffic, gets around other cars, he can't make the pass. He seems to run great in clean air, but he doesn't seem to be able to pass.
Look at Ward Burton, who's in 9th place, right behind Terry Labonte, one of NASCAR's
I would love to go to a road
racers.
course race, but it would I would imagine it'd be so hard to see.
I'd like to sit, like when they're at the beginning where they show people on like beach chairs and like that. That'd be what I'd like to sit where I'd like to sit at. That'd probably be the best place to watch this come through. And, you can see the start finish line a little bit.
Kevin Harvick, a winner here in Winston West.
That was a pretty car that Kevin Harvick had that year. Oh yeah, there they were. He was sitting on the hill again.
I was gonna say, yeah. Here's going to this. Is you need to tune in.
They kind of looked like they were sailors. They was like all wearing white.
What are you talking about? I mean, it wasn't that
Like
close.
part of the military.
That's what it looked
I
like
would
to
say
me.
it could be
but-
Navy. I think.
Yesterday's practice could not get forward bite. The rear
Yeah.
wheels would not hook
Yeah,
up
'cause
under
it's not
acceleration.
Marines and
They
not
made
the
a
Army.
change right near the end
Not
of
Air
practice.
Force, so
Got
yeah.
that car a lot better, and it's showing it here today.
They're right with him, Johnny Benson.
Yeah, DannyBTalks, your thoughts on the playoff schedule that came out today. I like it. For us having to kind of band-aid this season up, I think it's good for what it is. It's pretty similar to what we was looking at for the most part. I do like the idea of trucks going to Darlington.
Yeah, when I looked at it, I was like, wait, nothing's different. And then I saw people talking about the trucks at Darlington, which I guess I didn't realize that wasn't a thing.
They hadn't raced there in quite a few years now.
Both cars are running real good right now, and
I want to say maybe like 2011 or something like that.
Okay. Well, I know for Cup, I don't think really much anything changed.
Yeah.
So,
when will we see you back in the
I
33?
think their schedule was pretty solid as it was.
Everything right now.
I'm really excited to see the 2021 schedule. It seems like there's been a lot of hype around it.
Yeah, that should be hopefully
And
coming out soon.
they've kept pushing it off, but I think they were just trying to do in order of importance. Obviously you need to finish this year before you worry about next year. But there's a lot of reports saying that should be out by the end of the month. So we will see. Like I said, I hope it's a real shake of the schedule. I mean, I know when last year the schedule came out. This year it was a lot of kind of switching around, which with COVID things got switched around even more.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see new tracks possibly that Cup will go to. I mean, it doesn't have to be like new, like National Super Speedway new, but that, I mean, hey, that's good for us.
Was really good here last year until he got involved.
Being so close to us, I'm excited to be able to sleep in our own bed and just go to the race. That's really going to be exciting.
Hamilton is able to hold Jeff Gordon at bay.
And it'll be another
And
track
it's
across the
allowing Robbie
bliss.
Gordon to close
Yeah.
up, but not quite there yet.
That-
Okay, watch right here. Watch as I come through here.
19 and a half, and pretty steady between Jeff and Robbie. No relation, Gordon.
And
Both cars look about the same. They look like
Is
they're
it
just about
there?
the same lap speed.
All right.
And just remember how
I
Bobby
think so.
Hamilton
They
lost
think
that
they changed it
ground.
to the
His
camera view.
transmission hung in third gear. It took him about 2 laps to get it back where it would shift through the gearbox.
And now he's fast, and it could, I guess, probably when they were working on the car, they put tires on it. That could be a big difference.
You drivers are amazing how much speed you'll find with that leaders on that rear bumper, though.
It's funny, both Gordons are California products. Jeff from Vallejo started out in quarter midgets, worked his way up through midgets and sprint cars and open wheel cars to Winston Cup. Robbie
I
Gordon
do
started
see,
racing
looks like we have
off-road
59
in
people who are
2005.
watching with us tonight, and we appreciate you being here. If you don't mind,
went
hit
to
the like button.
IndyCar racing, came to Winston Cup racing, left. He's back for a one-race deal. And it's funny how they're both running identical lap times with such diverse
Surprised there hasn't been a caution or
One's in a
anything
Chevrolet,
yet.
one's in a Ford. They got
been
totally
really
different
clean so
cars,
far.
totally different backgrounds. They're getting the job done. I just looked down at turn 11 and took my breath away. I saw a bunch of cars sideways down there.
That's the one thing I think it's interesting about road courses is there's not as many cautions, even if cars do spin out or whatnot, because there's so much extra room and the track is so long. You can have somebody in the grass at the S's and no caution be thrown.
I know.
I think that's kind of crazy. It's like, I know when in past races when they've got the racing's been kind of stale, you know, long green flag runs spaced out, and I'm like, yes, the car kind of spun out. Maybe we'll, you know, come back together and do a restart. Oh wait, no, it's road course racing. We don't do that.
Someone said I'm waiting for the stage break. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Honestly, I like stage breaks. I don't know about anybody else, but I like them because if it is, like I said, like it gets stale, you know, you at least have a guaranteed 2 cautions, you know, to break it up, you know, at least
A chance to reset a little bit.
yeah, even if so, you know, a certain driver's the dominant car all day, you know, at least you can see them all like restart.
There's Mikey around.
See, he's got some.
Yeah, he's got tired of it. Like,
I was gonna say,
and he's in like the worst spot because he's already passed the pit road. He's got to go around an entire lap like that.
Oh no, it's a long way.
We'll only have a full course caution if the track is blocked. So you'll see the yellow waving for Michael, but that applies just to that one corner.
He was on the brake. Billy Martin got loose under braking.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 11 of those flag stands that has that
Well,
local
he
yellow.
got tired
And
of
only
it.
the yellow that
What
counts
happened?
for the be a full course is at the flag stand.
So he got off the course just a little bit back there around 10, and I think that probably
I don't know what happened to there exactly. That's weird.
He was running 15th.
You're gonna brake too hard or something.
Intersection on Gilligan's Island.
Yes, there is, and the actions from Jeremy Mayfield, who has wound up pitting here on Gilligan's Island repeatedly. Right now, the NASCAR
pretty
official
car.
holding
He's
and
in the
counting
12.
off those 18
Jeremy
seconds.
Mayfield.
Mayfield says he can't remember when he has ever run here in Sears Point, that he has not
And
been on
then when
Gilligan's
did Brian
Island.
Newman
Finally,
go to the 12?
I think the next year, 2002.
Okay, I was
Is
thinking
the difference in the
he's
distance
been.
of the two
Because
cars.
he came in the same year as Jimmy Johnson. Actually, Ryan Newman won Rookie of the Year in 2002 and not Jimmy
From pitting on the
Johnson.
main pit road or out on Gilligan's Island. But talk about, Daryl, Jeff was talking about the tires. Again, the
Which is
hard
impressive
compound
because
tire that
Jimmy
we're running here,
Johnson still got
I gotta
a few
believe
wins
makes
that
a big
season.
difference here in the road course because grip.
I just was
Softer tires
Newman
make
more
such a
consistent.
difference.
Yeah,
Yes,
and you
sir.
slide with
And he
harder
got some
tires, you
wins, I
slide
think.
more. You heat the tires up more, they're not going to hold as well as later in the run.
Johnny Benson has moved up to
Steve
ninth.
Park and the one. I always liked that car. It looks really
And here's
cool.
Dale Jarrett moving up past Steve Park and Brett Bonine.
I think at this time, Dale Jarrett was the points leader as going into this race too, in the 88 UPS car.
Slowly but surely moving up.
And DannyBTalks, how emotional was lap 3? Very emotional.
Tony Stewart,
No,
Jerry
very
Nadeau,
emotional.
and Rusty Wallace at Sears Point.
The Dodge Save-Mart 350 is brought to you by new Haviland Motor Oil technology, formulated for improved gas mileage.
Did they
and
do
more
that
life your
for
car.
every track, or was it
Rocky
just
Mountain Cold Coors Light.
like
Are
on
you
a
ready for a cold one?
trying to decide if they wanted to do that?
Wait a minute.
The 3 for Dale.
Welcome back to the
No,
beautiful
I think
Bay
every year
Area
in
of Sonoma,
2001 they were
California.
doing
Or every
that.
track?
Sears Point
Yeah.
International
Instead of every year.
Raceway, Jeff Gordon
Sorry,
leading
every
Rusty
track
Wallace
during
by
2001.
3 seconds.
Yeah,
Every year, every track.
Every year. We're still doing it today. We should be doing
Jerry
it.
Nadeau, Bobby Labonte, and Rusty Wallace has fallen to 6th place, 15 seconds off pace.
Adam Lauer says he never watched this race. Well, now you get a chance to. You can watch it with us.
Well, I've never seen it.
Running in
Have
the midst
you?
of the leaders right here.
No, I think I just might be familiar with like
And the
who
reason
won it. That's
Jeremy's a
about
lap
it.
down, remember, he was on pit road just a few laps ago for what I would imagine was a scheduled pit stop.
Riding up the hill, up to turn 2. That's the Earnhardt Terrace.
This is one of those races where it would be really nice to see NASCAR release it in its full HD quality.
I mean, it's not bad quality. I mean, it's kind of what I expect for 2001
Yeah.
quality.
Right here, you can see nothing.
Yeah, I was really surprised when we watched the All-Star race from 97. Yeah,
something you aim for.
how clear it was for being, 20-something years old.
You'll be out in the
Yeah.
dirt.
There's 23.
Turn 11 has not been the strong point on this racetrack for Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, it just seems like,
fast there.
I don't know if he's maybe having a brake problem. Maybe he's saving the car. You never know
Oh,
about
he's
Rusty.
getting passed right
Rusty
there.
is kind of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Sometimes he's
Oh, that's
on
not
the wheel
good.
fighting with the thing.
It's like,
Other
it's
times
like
he
I'm
comes
fine
over
everywhere but here.
He
Just passed me in here, guys. Go on.
In traffic to Robbie
Go ahead.
Dang.
I believe
Go on by.
he's off the pace right now. I believe the handle has gone away or else he's having a brake problem.
Steve Burns.
Back then, it was known as Sears Point Raceway, not Sonoma. But also, that was before SMO owned it too.
He said Rusty Wallace has not said a single word since this race started. I just saw crew chief Robin Pemberton motion to chassis specialist Jeffrey Thousand, and they're considering a track bar change. They just sort of
Imagine having a Martin shirt from 2001 called a specific sponsor.
There's a fast 3-car train right
Let me guess
behind
what
him.
that
Scott
is.
through it in 33.
Kraft.
And Nemechek
That's
87
what
and
it was.
Ward Burton closing fast on Wallace.
Like cheese?
You know, we talk
Yeah.
about chassis adjustments under pit stops. Daryl, that would drive me crazy when you talk about wedge. Because remember,
No, I know
on
what you're
track
talking
bar,
about.
you're turning left, you're turning right for every action.
They really made like apparel for that?
Yeah, they made all kinds of merchandise.
Yeah, you know, if I'm in that car and I haven't heard from my crew this long,
Was
into
that
the
his
race,
primary sponsor
pretty soon
that
I'll be
year?
kidding. That might say, does anybody?
Yeah, that's primary
It's like,
sponsor
no,
for-
son, you cannot have that shirt.
Because I'd be wanting somebody to talk to me.
Imagine like an 8-year-old like, Dad, I want that shirt.
It's funny, like even the diecast that they sold, like it was like the Winter Circle Kids brand, it would say Pfizer, which is like the company, the pharmaceutical company that manufactured
Okay.
it. But it would look similar to what they actually had on the car.
Back for pit strategy. Matt Yoakum.
Mike, for the
Dad, I
first
want that
19
shirt.
laps,
Yeah, let's try something else.
Son, you're fine. Alright, so we're at lap 26 so far. I don't even know how many laps there is in this race. Anyone know how many laps there is in this race?
I think it's over
I
100.
can't see it with the way I've had to format it.
just keep your rhythm, keep hitting your marks. The situation will either fix itself when we pit around lap 35 to 37, or else we'll fix the race car when
Yeah,
we pit.
69
Just
people
keep
watching with
your
us.
rhythm.
Nice, and click the like button.
Because if you get a lap down here, it is all but impossible to get it back.
Well, he's really fast. I mean,
Okay,
he's
they
faster
say
than
it's
Jeff
112
Gordon.
laps.
Most
Okay, I knew it was
so
just
he's
a little
able to
over 100.
hold that position without really holding Jeff up all that much. Oh, look
Okay,
at
they
Jeff
say
there.
the guys in white on the hill are officials who would wave a local yellow. Local yellow. Does that mean like it's not a full course caution? It's just like tell people to kind of be careful when they're going through a certain
Slow down.
spot.
Greater than
Yeah,
a minute 20 seconds.
Huh.
it's kind of like it is in like even Formula One is still kind of like that to a point.
Yeah, because I mean, if somebody was on way on the other side of the track, there'd be no sense
Like,
to.
why bring out a whole caution for something? You know, it's
Yeah.
like you
They
know
got-
a mile or so down the road.
Yeah.
A lot's happened in the last couple of minutes here at Sears Point. Bobby Hamilton got wide out of turn 11. Jeff Gordon passed
There we go.
him
Okay,
on
yeah,
track
112.
ahead.
Yeah,
Elliott
watch
Sadler
on.
got into the back of Dorsey Schrader, and Schrader went around at turn 11. Sterling Marlin spun at 11,
This race
taking
goes
Dave
quicker
Blaney
than
with
that
him.
one.
No full course caution as of yet. Here's a look what happened to Sterling.
What happened?
Gets a little bit too much rear brake, and the back of the car comes around.
Watch out! Oh, Dave
Just
goes
Oh,
around.
gets
oh.
into the side of Blaney.
Burn out! He won! Yeah! Woohoo!
From the course line on board.
Just a little too much rear brake. As the fuel burns
It's
on,
funny
the
when they
tires
keep showing the
burn
in-car
down.
camera.
You gotta adjust
I
that
keep
rear
looking
brake
at. Ready for a
down.
cold one? I mean, I guess that
happened to
advertising. Good
Dorsey
advertising
Schrader.
because every time they show that, I keep looking at
Contact from
that.
Elliott
Yeah.
Sadler.
You know,
Ooh.
the more things change around this joint, the more they stay
What
the
did that
same.
just happen?
Turn 11
I'm
is
confused now.
Calamity
Yeah, it just
Corner.
happened. There's a little
The big
replay
part
of
of
it,
the
I
track
think.
they
No,
work on
because
all
two
the
cars
time.
spun. That's just one.
No, that was another replay of what.
Oh. I was
Also,
gonna
Kenny
say that is
Schrader
not
is
what just
taking his car
happened.
to the garage.
Robbie
Let's
Gordon's
see if Jeff
continuing to
Gordon
get
can pull
closer to
away
Jeff.
Now that he's gotten past Bobby Hamilton, Matt.
Whoa, Lily.
Well, there was a deal of sorts made down here on pit road, Mike. Gordon came out and said,
Bobby
"Tell
Hamilton is like a lap
if
down,
he
but he's
lets me
racing like
by,
he's not.
I will give him his lap back when we get a caution because he is holding me up too much." The message was delivered to Jimmy Ellis, the crew chief of Hamilton. 3
Jones
pit
got
stops
released,
away.
Bell will go to
So
20.
Hamilton
Yeah, we
pulled
heard
over,
about
let him
that.
go.
Yeah, the problem with that deal.
I'm
now
interested
is
to see
Robbie
what
Gordon's in the
Christopher Bell
picture.
will do
It's
in that
second
ride.
place, so it's
Yeah.
going to be a little harder to give him his lap back with another car.
And also, you got to think that Eric Jones would be like a man on a mission trying to prove himself these last few races.
Hey, the 24
Yeah.
said, and we need you to work
Which I
with
mean, I
us.
guess it don't matter no more. But I guess he's, you know, gonna try to get the attention of, you know, some team owners and try to get him.
But these cars are desperately needing a pit stop, Larry. They're starting to slide around, and the tires are pretty well used up right now. Everybody needs to get in the pit, get 4 fresh Goodyears on those things, and go again.
I mean, I
I
hope
mentioned Ken
Christopher
Schrader
Bell
going to the garage. I believe
does
transmission
good
trouble here.
because I know,
Top tens here, and one
you know, for somebody like Suarez,
Now there's
went to
Dave
Joe
Blaney
Gibbs
after
and then
Oh, yeah.
didn't really do anything, and then he went to Stuart Haas, didn't really do anything, and you know.
Now it's been just like a downgrade.
So hopefully Christopher Bell can show Gibbs that, you know, it's a good fit. Because I feel like that fourth car for Gibbs
much holding his own.
You know, there's always somebody that's the obvious weak link. You know, I feel like, well, ever since like Carl Edwards left, I'm trying to think, because that's when Daniel Suarez came in, and then Eric Jones. Like, I guess you have
2016.
Got a slow car there.
I would say the weak link
He was just on
was
pit road for a pit stop. Looks like he
maybe Hamlin actually. In
because you had Hamlin, Busch,
If he has reverse
Edwards,
gear.
he don't have a transmission.
and Kenseth.
Yeah. And then 2017
He's talking about rear end. So something the car has no drive.
And caution is out.
for
Oh, we got a caution.
Boy, this could be a good time. If
Suarez, that's when
if you
Suarez
knew
came
that was
over in
coming,
17.
guys.
yeah, so he was the
So-
weak link.
Until he left, and then now Eric Jones. Because you always have like 3 veteran drivers over at Gibbs, and then
As long as he had cleared the
there's a
front,
younger guy in the car just trying to play catch up. I mean, I guess you can't really compare. You know, there's a big age gap and experience
we got all
gap.
kinds of
Just in
stuff
front of our
happening.
booth. Fortunately, no cars oncoming, and Skinner gets away.
Boy, I tell you what, track's so big, things happening everywhere.
I think it'll be an interesting day once like
Hey, there goes a 55 car trying to
Gibbs
catch up to
people
Gordon
like
gets
you know
right
like
back too, guys.
Kyle Busch, Truex, and
Look at Skinner
whatever
chasing
happened here.
Dorsey Schrader down through the S's right
and
in front of
Hamlin kind of get to the
California
retire age. So they're going to be kind of starting from scratch. You know,
Yeah.
which I know they've got a lot
He
of
just got kind
talent.
of shoved down in there.
Now the reason
They've
why
got a lot-
Skinner was this far back, he had pitted on lap 10. He was on his
No,
own pit stop
probably not.
agenda.
They've got a lot of talent in their
Watch
pipe.
it comes really close.
Two up at the top of the hill.
They've got a lot of talent in their, you know, their pipe. So you know,
action
coming
under
up.
caution.
So
Oh yeah.
I don't doubt that they will just have.
He lost a tire.
What do you think?
He didn't even have a
He don't have a tire at all in that. Look
No.
at that.
Stationed up on
Well, I
the
want to see that.
terrace at the top of the hill.
Watch.
I want the camera angle to
Look, he
turn.
didn't even
Oh my
have
gosh, there's nothing at all.
Wow, where'd the tire go?
What the heck?
And he's got a long way to get back to the pits. That's
I'm
the
thinking
big
there's
problem.
no way he's
There's
driving.
Just sitting over there.
It's right over here.
Just in the tire.
Oh, there it is. Reminds me of Lightning McQueen when he's like hopping, which he
Here's Hornaday
which he
coming up to
obviously
turn
this
two.
car's puttering along.
Now,
Oh,
you
there
wouldn't
he
want me
goes.
to sing it's a fine time to leave
And
me
that's
in
why they
school.
will.
Well, it is our
They
last
will
Wednesday
get on you
racing
about having
year,
those
so
loose looking
I'd
up.
have 7
Oh,
months
yeah.
to forget you did that.
You picked the fine time.
That'd be
to
terrible
leave
if
me
he lost that on the course.
Oh my gosh, he just DW just did it as you picked the 95 time to lose.
Something
You
broke
lose by
possibly
your
the
own.
center out of the wheel.
I don't know what
We-
you're
that
saying.
deep into a run.
That's like DW sung that song so many times throughout his career whenever someone would lose a wheel.
Oh, okay. Oh, was that a common thing to happen?
Yeah, it became a big meme for him.
Coming up to 2, surprise.
Woohoo!
I'm losing my brake pedal.
Ron, you're losing your left front wheel.
He said on the radio, "I think I'm losing my left front brake pedal." No, you just lost your tire.
But now some of the Gilligan's Island inhabitants were going to try to pit early before that caution.
So we'll see this Gilligan's Island thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, you know what?
Because I
If
just
I
heard
was
it.
this cat right here, I'd be hot.
Hamilton.
Robbie Gordon let Bobby go by. Jeff Gordon told him if the caution came out, he'd let him go by. And as you can see, he didn't kind of do it. So I don't know what happened there.
I mean, other than Ron Fellows, who was on pit road, 32 laps into this run, it don't matter where you pit. You got to come to pit road. You got to get you 4 tires.
Well, let's check with the skipper on
Danny, where do you
Gilligan's Island.
think
There's a short
Jones
pit
will be
road.
going
There's the
after
long
Joe
pit
gets
road. Dick
racing?
Berggren.
I
Well,
think.
everybody's pretty much standing on the wall
Oh,
down
hold
here
on.
on Gilligan's
I
Island.
gotta
Mike,
see
what they've
what's
been
going on
waiting for
here.
is for the pits to open, and they can't really see very well down here when they're open and when they're not. So they're having to ask NASCAR
If
officials. Jimmy
NWPM
Finnegan's
is
just
still in the
talked to Mark
chat,
on the
like,
radio and told him he's
sounds
gonna
like there
guide
might be
it
some
in.
kind of
Mark
like
Martin will
person
be
trying to
pitting.
spoil things.
Don't
So
do it.
if you can,
Stop.
if you can take care of that
See,
for
Bobby
us, I
Hamilton
appreciate
stayed
that. No
out.
spoilers,
Jeremy
guys.
Mayfield
Don't be that
pitted just a
person.
few
I mean,
laps
there's
ago.
probably
He
people in
stayed
the
out.
chat
In
that
the
haven't
12
seen
car.
this either. It's exciting to not know who wins and
There the cars
truly get to watch
dropping
it.
off
Look
to
at
the
this
right
little
to
Gilligan's
Gilligan's
Island.
Island.
Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 being one of them, even though he had pitted about lap 20, about 12 laps ago.
And to the left to the main pit road.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's kind of odd.
And Jeff Gordon
Yeah,
comes to
that's
a
weird.
stop.
But yeah, don't be that person that ruins the race for other people. That's no fun.
It was pushing on entry, making it very loose off, so they will adjust with air pressure in the front.
Yeah, that happened to me when we watched the All-Star race. Somebody said who won with like a couple laps to go, and that was no fun. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
So don't be that person.
Tape off the brake duct, 4 tires, no chassis adjustments, Dick Berggren.
Well, Mark Martin is sitting here on pit road. They got the pit stop all done. The key is they have
there at Gilligan's Island. So I guess they're holding them because of where they placed him at. There's Dale Jr. over there. But where they placed him at, they have a shorter way in and out of there. So that's why they're going to hold them.
That makes sense because they would have a mismatch. I don't remember seeing Dale Jr. in the lineup. I guess we were talking about that.
Back to Eric Jones, though. Where do I think he'll go?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Answer
So, if Bubba Wallace goes to the 42 car, like I think he might, then personally, I kind of think Eric Jones will go to the 43, just because that would probably be the next best available car. I don't think he's going to Hendrick either. Honestly, I don't think anyone's going to Hendrick.
I like what Eric Eastup's was. He's like, he just doesn't see Jones as a Hendrick guy, and I agree. I don't know where he lands. I just feel like that would be a really odd kind of combination of drivers.
Yeah.
And it'd all be under the age of 30. You have a lot of young talent, which, yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
They hold him 18 seconds in Gilligan's Island. That seems like a little too much.
Riverside, Wilkesboro, Nashville.
Richard Petty won the spring race.
I hope Bubba Wallace gets a good ride.
Yeah.
I think he has potential, but it's also kind of sad to see if Jones were to go to something that's less competitive. You know, so it's kind of sad when you get it.
Wow, look at that hat. Oh, it's because they're in Gilligan's Island.
That
I love it. I love it.
You know, it's like you're at the pinnacle of your career. You know, you made it to the Cup Series. You made it on a great team, and then boom, you know, you're knocked down. It's like,
Fox welcomes you back to the Dodge Save-Mart 350 and a good look at Alcatraz. We talked about Gilligan's Island. That's kind of a different island. After lap 34 of 112, Ron Fellows, your leader, Jeff Gordon and Robbie Gordon, with Jeff Hemmond here hanging around the lead much of the day. Not related, by the way, of course. And in fact, Jeff does have a sister and has said that he enjoys when he's not racing, driving around in a Chevy Tahoe, and he's not a good passenger. We know he's a good leader, but Ron Fellows, who's leading this race, is one of those specialists who was brought in. He was your pick prior to the race.
So with this thing, he's another like road course ringer, just only gets hired around these kind of races.
How to get the job done. Don't like him coming over here, but since he is here, he can win this race. He's won in trucks. He's won in Busch. He's won in Le Mans. The man is
thinking
an
about
expert
Xfinity
road
being
racer.
Road America. Is he the only nigger
How
racing?
good he is here in just a minute.
And what
I
we
didn't
see
check the
briefly,
interest, but
Jeff,
I
so
wouldn't see
far
why
with
he
the
wouldn't
strategy,
be.
Yeah,
some of the
that
pit
seems like
stops. What are
that
your
would be a
thoughts on
smart
the rest
move
of the
for
field?
Right now, I feel like
that team to
watching the
hire
way
him
things
for that
came out
race.
off
Yeah.
pit road.
I could see
At least
him
Mark
being
Martin
someone
coming
who
off
probably
Gilligan's
be able
Island, he
to
looked like
win
he
that
made
Xfinity
dangerous
race
spot
at
off
the
there, which is unheard
Division
of.
too.
And maybe before the end of the day, I think he can get to up there in the lead.
And we'll continue on Fox as we're getting ready to crank it up. From Sonoma, Sears Point Raceway, more NASCAR in just a moment.
We're getting close to the restart green flag. 35 cars are still on the lead lap. Review pit stops first to Jeannie.
Well, the track was getting a little too loose for Scott Pruitt's liking. He came into the 33 pit asking for just air pressure adjustments to start with an all-four tire. Same complaint from Kevin Harvick. It's way too loose out here. They put both rubbers out the rear tire.
Yeah, don't.
Let's not do that.
That's some dangerous territory there, Claudia.
I was gonna see. I know we did it last time. Like to see how old everybody was when this race was live. You know. So we're just gonna say, what's usual Sonoma? June.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna make this up. This is June of 2001. I would have been almost.
Oh, we're green again.
I've been almost 5, so I just technically was 4. I guess he would have been 5.
Yeah. I started thinking, oh, Dave Whiting's in the lead, but I realized that's back when they didn't do double file restarts. Back then, the way they restarted, Claudia, was that technically it's kind of double file, but you'd have your lead lap cars in one lane and your lap down cars in another lane. Yeah. That's how they did it back then. Oh, we got to crank it up, I think. That's a cool shot of the moment. It's kind of funneling through there.
Jarrett inside of Kurt Busch. And down to turn 11.
He's in
There's another
27th
one
position.
still racing today, Kurt Busch.
Ron Fellows came to pit road just before the caution flag came out. Jeannie, was it a lucky break, or did they anticipate the caution?
Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. Right now, they're all patting themselves on the back. Crew chief Brian Patty said, hey, it was education here. It was experience. We figured a caution was going to come, so we said, come on in. But I think you're a little right. I think luck played into this as well, Mike.
Ryan Simo brought out the caution when his car came to rest just past the start-finish. He joins Ken Schrader and Kevin LePage in the garage.
Now, I've been really curious as to how the 55...
Someone said something about how this was like an 87 car was actually like Joe Nemechek's like Busch Series car, and Joe Nemechek was actually injured during this time. But apparently he was driving the 33 car at that time. So now Scott Pruitt, another one who's kind of like been tasked to like be a good road course racer, is in Joe Nemechek's 33. And it sounds like Ron Fellows kind of like got that 87 using the Busch Series and basically brought him to cut it something like. I think that's what I read in the chat
Robbie
here.
Gordon up alongside Jeff Gordon.
I tell you, that 7 car is a hot rod, boys.
This is a car that's normally driven by Mike Wallace. He's supposed to be back in the car in 2 weeks at Daytona.
He's passed a number of cars to get just in a couple of laps to get to where he is, and he's fixing to go to work on his friend there, Mr. Gordon.
Darrell, we're seeing a little of what we saw on the Roval at Pocono last week. Ron Fellows can't get past Dave Blaney. He's got no clean air on that nose to get any downforce coming up to the corner.
Dave, you're in the way. Move it over.
That you want to run on the front of one of these cars,
It's
allows
big.
the front end
Move it
to
over.
run a little bit.
Yeah.
Makes the car drive.
Yeah, he spun out early, so he's lapped down.
It just gets no downforce on it.
And of course, how Dave
So
Blaney
Jeff
ended up there,
Gordon's
he's
still
going to tell him.
No, Jeff Gordon is in second. 87 of Ron Fellows is the leader right now. It looks like Robbie Gordon is now inside of Gordon.
Not many at all. He takes the
Sorry.
second position away.
Gordon inside of Gordon.
But Dave Blaney was
Okay,
over
Robbie is
there
now
on
in
lap
second.
30 right before the
Now he's
caution
gonna try to
came
get
out.
up to Ron
That put
Fellows.
him a lap down. Now he's on the tail of the lead lap, hoping, praying for a caution flag.
Flash Gordon restarted back in 6th place, and he has come to second.
Dang, he is fast. They said he restarted in 6th, so.
Robbie?
And again, we talked about it
Which
earlier,
back
where he is
then,
in
or it was like single file restart, that's like,
Yeah.
you know, that'd be like today saying you were starting back in like 11.
Yeah.
The crowd's done a good job, Jimmy Smith.
Look how slow that
I don't know
car is
how
on
I
the
feel
Fox track,
about
down
that.
almost 35 miles an hour.
You
in the
know.
middle.
Yeah, I definitely like double file
That's
restarts
why
better.
you go to
Yeah.
first gear.
Well, so, like, for example, like, if you had a caution early on and only, like, 2 or 3 cars are lapped down, you would have a stacked one lane and then only, like, 2 or 3 cars in another?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so what if there's a gap shoots between 1 and 2, and so this lap down car can just slide in there?
Yep.
Never thought we saw that. See this in the Cup racing.
Well, back in the old days, it was always the car
That's just
would tell the
interesting.
driver, pass that guy. We never did call in and complain about arrow push. We didn't even know what it was.
Would it always be, like, inside
We just said we
lane,
wasn't driving the thing
high
right.
lane?
Yeah, I think
Look again.
Wanting that
the
lead
people on
right
the
here, turn
lead lap
7.
were on the outside
Couldn't
lane.
quite get the position on Ron Fellows right there. But as I look at Ron Fellows in the 87 car, I think about either luck or strategy. They pitted on lap 32. Darrell, if they can run 40 laps on fuel, I almost question, was that a scheduled stop? Because that will let them make 2 40-lap runs to the end of the race.
I agree with you. The other thing I agree with is Robbie Gordon, a year ago, 2 years ago in these cars, would have driven it in there and taken him and Fellows both out down there in turn 7 just now. He backed off, and he waited.
And Fellows is going to get past Blaney. And now he's got a pick between himself and Robbie Gordon.
Now, if I was Blaney,
Yeah, lap
I
cars
would
always
definitely
start on
get
the
out Robbie
inside
Gordon's
lane on
way,
restart,
because
so
he
that's
is not
what
going to
it
be happy about letting Fellows get away from him.
Because he's going to be out of Robbie's way in a moment, one way or another.
Here we go. He's going to get a run on him.
Tough place to pass here, though.
I'm really
Got a
excited for
single
this
file
choose
right through
cone.
here, but now you come up over
They
the top
become
of this
the
hill,
best.
and if you get a good
Yeah,
launch
that'd be
right here,
interesting to see how it is
you
on the
can
tracks
advance.
besides
He's not gonna get
Bristol.
the launch. He may try to dive
At
out
Bristol,
right
we were there, and it was. I just think it was hard to see in person. I mean,
Well, apparently it's hard to see in general because they didn't even talk about it on TV. So,
okay, well, I didn't rewatch the All-Star race, so I don't know
Now
how
into
it
turn 7,
looked.
Darrell. Why do we call this the
We
Super
were on the
Bowl
back
right here?
stretch, and the choose cone was on the front stretch, and I thought it was going to be more of a blatant, like people go in, you know, inside or outside. Kind of moves, but you couldn't really see it from where we were, and honestly, I forgot it was kind of there.
yeah, it's like you just kind of look over here and okay, we're going to race starting.
Robbie Gordon's got some catch up to do.
Bless you.
When we went to Nashville Super Speedway and watched a variety of racing, they had choose cone, and what did I say? Nashville Super Speedway? I don't know what I said. Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
I feel like I said Super Speedway.
And Dave Blaney, he did all he could to try to stay up there.
Anyways, when we were at the fairgrounds watching, they had a choose cone, and I thought that was cool to actually see, because that was the Saturday after the All-Star race. I had never heard of choose cone before then, so it's kind of neat to watch. But
Laughing at this joke here. Do you guys have coronavirus? No.
Oh, I sure hope not.
No, I don't think so. I have cat allergies, and she might have something at point. I do see there's some cat hairs flying around in here from Shug.
So he's laying under Danny's desk right now, so. But yeah, we always wear a mask and wash our hands, so.
Yeah. 66 is in. I got an unscheduled stop here. They're going under the car. That looks like
I'm strongly for wearing a mask.
Exactly.
When I go out in public or
at
at work, you know, like I said, I work in the food industry, and we have to wear a mask the entire time we're working. So people who say they can't wear a mask, I mean, I wear a mask for like at least, I know, 5-6 hours a day, you know, or more. So you can wear a mask to go grocery shopping for, you know, less than an hour. It's not a big deal. So wear a mask. So it's not that bad. I mean, unless you're doing some kind of like physical activity, that's when it becomes, you know, I think hard to breathe. Like if I'm carrying a bunch of stuff or whatever, or if it's hot outside. But I mean, if you're just grocery shopping, I don't think it's that bad. You know, or going to retail stores.
So how are you guys doing in the chat? You know, I know some schools have started back here recently. So are any of you guys back in school? And if so, like how's that going for you with everything going on in the world?
53 miles per hour
Or I'm sure there might be a lot of you probably like us, like just out of school too. But I'm just kind of curious what's been going on with you guys.
Down to 70 miles an
Or
hour.
if you're not in school, what's your job like? Is it, you know?
Now this is headed down the hill to turn 7 right there. Right at
Yeah, for a while, our jobs kind of looked crazy. So
headed down toward the S's now.
I'm kind of back, but not in my normal position. They're just kind of getting people in when they can. I usually don't. I'm right now helping them out in the kitchen, but normally I don't do that part of the catering. I'm more of the logistics.
It's gone for good now. I talked to Jimmy Ellich's crew chief. He says the car is stuck in first gear. They're going to have to go to work. He says that's what we get sometimes for running brand new stuff.
Meanwhile, Robbie Gordon is within 3 car lengths of catching Ron Fellows as they dive into turn 11.
Answering.
No one's in school.
Scott Cree says daughter started first grade yesterday. That's awesome, Scott. Hope her school's being good for her.
The Dodge Save-Mart 350 on Fox is brought to you by Dodge and nearly 3,000 dealers who invite you to come see.
Said, hi guys, hope y'all are staying safe. Hey Paul. Yeah, we're staying safe.
And by Fram. Pay a little more now or pay a lot later.
Glad to have you with us and glad that you've been with us throughout our NASCAR journey as we are in Northern California, racing in the Line Country on Fox. And after lap 45, Ron Fellows, one of those specialists, ahead of Robbie Gordon, another one of those specialists in our race.
Did I hear about Eric Jones? Yep. We've talked about this a few times now.
One lead change, and so far, just one caution. And Dodge, by the way, has not won a race this year. And, of course, they weren't in racing when this event began at Sears Point in the last 12 years.
Y'all are going to have a lot of news to talk about on the podcast on Wednesday.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Who started 22nd.
Plus, if y'all didn't hear, podcast is on my channel this week. And we're going to have special guest Alex Bowman scheduled to be on with us, so that'll be really cool.
Telling you right now, Robbie Gordon is very impatient.
And it's my birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday on Wednesday.
He get out front, he may not catch him.
So,
these two guys are going to
anyone who wants to do a super chat or two, well, it might help me get paid back for some of the presents I bought her. So.
I'm sure some NASCAR's involved. He asked me every, you know, birthday, Christmas, what do you want? Jokingly, I just say NASCAR stuff, you know, so we'll see.
Yeah.
He said, you gotta tell me what?
She's like, sheet metal, shirts, hats, diecast.
No,
used tire.
No, we do not need any more tires. We have a Chase Elliott tire from the Kansas Spring Race of 2018.
The one he didn't win in 2018.
Yeah. But I remember watching that. It was the day after I graduated college, so my family was in town in Knoxville, and we watched the race at my grandpa's cabin. So I remember watching that, so I think that was pretty memorable. And then he's got an Alex Bowman tire.
Yep, from his first one in Chicagoland.
So I think ours are pretty memorable. And they're large, so I don't really want more than what we have.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm fine with what we have.
Now it's working. Big sigh of relief. The 28 crew.
I think sheet metal will be cool like one day. I mean, we have
it's just so expensive.
John Andretti started in 20.
And especially for more well-known drivers, they're just hard to come by. I have a Austin Dillon trying to think. Quarter panel from I don't know what year that was. Okay, I'm trying to think. I was in college when I bought that, so I couldn't remember what car that was off. But also cool, Danny took it and got an autograph for me at the Bass Pro Shop. There was what was it, like a meet and greet?
It was like a special thing with Bristol Motor Speedway and Bass Pro Shops at the Bristol Bass Pro Shops. At the time, I was close enough to where that wasn't a bad drive for me to go to, so I went and did that. And then someone that I know at Bristol Motor Speedway was able to help me kind of get that and diecast for my dad signed, so that was pretty cool. He was able to help me out. I was able to kind of talk to Ty Dillon then, which that was back when DannyBTalks was still like brand new and not many people knew me like in the sport. So, you know, Ty just probably thought, I'm just talking to like this regular old fan here, not knowing that I'm trying to do what I can in the sport.
Pursue a career.
And normally patience is all about how you work that throttle coming off the corner, especially when the tires get some laps on them.
Right here off of turn 11, this is where Robbie seems to have the most trouble. Jeff Gordon has closed up on him a couple of times right there. He gets the back end kind of snapped out.
Ron Fellows is still in the lead like he is.
Nadu's car looks solid as a rock. He looks as good as
full-time driver?
Gordon or as Rusty
Okay, I didn't think.
No, he just kind of gets brought in for road course.
He'll toss the car around, hustle the car. So will Robbie Gordon. Jeff Gordon is smooth. Jerry Nadu is smooth. Ron Fellows is smooth. You have two very different driving styles alternating through those.
I think he's off from the pit strategy of everyone else. So.
Okay, so that's
all about how you use your feet. Now you see Ricky Rudd over here, nice and smooth. That's the
Someone said, I find it ironic that the car Robbie Gordon drove in this race would beat a car that he would later own 4 years later in 2005. That 7 team in itself has a history of multiple owners. It's insane. Yeah, that's pretty interesting there, Charles. That might actually be a good team for me to look at in my Rise and Fall series. Both Robbie Gordon's team that he owned and the team that he drove for back here in 2001.
Ricky uses his clutch for upshifting and downshifting. Rusty's only using his clutch for downshifting. He's shifting, going through the gears, up in the transmission, strictly with RPMs.
Come out to turn 11, the two of them.
And remember, guys, please no spoiling. I see someone was timed out here by our mods, and that's appreciated to them for doing that. Just no spoilers. Claudia hasn't seen this before, so no need for any of that.
Well, and there's probably people in the chat that haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that haven't seen this race. Which, again, if you want to watch this without our commentary over it, you know, Dave W., who I've suggested here, he's the one who has this uploaded to YouTube, so feel free to go back and re-watch it on his channel without our commentary over it. Or if you want to watch his regular one and our commentary over it, you can do that too.
Yeah, spoiling a race is like, telling me what happens at the end of the movie before I even watch it, It's like finding out the main character dies, whatever. And it's like, well, why do I want to watch the movie if I know it's going to end in a sad thing, or or whatever. If you're already going to tell me what's going to happen, I mean, it's no fun to watch it when you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or read a book or whatever,
Ron Fellows, not a Winston Cup regular, leads another road course specialist, Robbie Gordon. Let's go up to the leaders pit and Jeannie.
And the man behind Ron Fellows, Brian Patty. What is the strategy out here today? Everyone impressed by that first pit stop.
Our pit stop was good. I mean, it's in our strategy. I mean, our fuel mileage isn't where everybody else is. But
very young Brian Patty. I think Brian Patty may even still be crew chief a little bit, or he has been in recent years.
And knowing it was Brian Simo, he's not going to drive just pulling the pits. He's going to go all the way around because he just doesn't know any better. So when I saw that, I told him pit
87 lost his lead, did he?
Daniel's got to pit 3 laps
I don't
later
think he
anyway
did,
for
did he?
gas. So,
No, he's still in the lead.
I can't go on a one-stop strategy from here. I got to do 2 stops. So right now we're just trying to figure some stuff out. And,
Okay, yeah, Brian Patty is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s crew chief right now. So, he was very young there with the 87 thing.
Got some
Whoa.
contact right there. I saw the car just kind of smoking a little bit. Oh, back on the track we go.
Yeah,
passing the grass.
out of this pit as well, so we should give him an assist.
Up at turn 3, Brett Bodine in a battle with Boris Said in that 77. They took it on course, off course, on course.
We've heard the pass in the grass. That was a pass in the rocks. And
Whoa!
turns them around.
You know,
I
that's
guess he's
not
tired of the way he's been racing them.
He was in it with Mark Martin a little earlier in the race, and now him and the
What
Brett
kinda-
Bodine seem to have a disagreement
Is it
about
just like
track
sand?
position.
Yeah. It's like it would be grass, but it's just sand. at this
Okay, I
point.
couldn't.
And the car on the inside should have the line. I mean, going around this part of the course.
Yeah, that's what
They both drive in
happened. I
too
said, oh,
hard.
there's some smoking in the
Brett
pack.
Dang,
says,
just
"See him
drove
off
right
the
off
track."
the course
Says,
there.
all right, I'll meet you over here. I'm still here.
That's actually Boris Said in the 77. We got all kinds of road racing specialists here.
Oh, here comes Bodine with the crossover.
I just think it's more like an accident. I don't know if he really tried to do that. It's just kind of the way it worked out.
Darrell.
That's a payback. Is exactly what that is.
Maybe it is payback. I don't know.
So there's Boris Said with the damage to the back.
Oh.
And Steve Park, who had been coming around small.
Oh, he
now
blew
there's
his
a lot of
motor, looks
speed
like.
coming from
Yeah, he's out
underneath
of,
the
he's out of
hood
the car.
of
Caution's
his
out, caution's out.
Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Local
Oh,
caution,
dang, now it's
but
really
I don't think he's going to be able to move
staying.
that car. That's
No,
an
that-
exit of turn 7.
Pretty much guaranteed.
It's funny, like, I feel like these cars are still going pretty fast.
Lights are on the
Well, that's
pace
back
car.
when they still
I think that's Bill
raced
McCarthy.
it to
That's
the
the
line
NASCAR
on a
official there
caution.
at the entrance to pit road.
Now you see he's got the red flag in his hand. That will mean the pit road will be closed when that caution is displayed at the flag stand. No one can pit until he displays that green flag right over there.
I think that was a
Steve
terrible
Park
rule
is,
that you can't.
He's got the fire extinguisher.
That there's
But it's
you
on
don't
fire.
stop or slow down until you get to the start and finish line.
Yeah.
Like this
So a
is
short
a
day for
terrible
Steve
idea.
Park, and pit road is closed here at Sears Point.
Until the pace car goes by, we'll wave red.
He's chilling out.
They're like, guys, I already got the fire put out.
Now
Steve
you get here.
Park's race has gone up in smoke. Caution is out, and now pit road is open. Jeannie.
Well, the main idea of the 87 crew,
right,
Ron
Ron
Phillips,
Phillips
is
leader.
make
He's
sure
in.
the pit road is open so he can come in. Getting 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment to that right rear going a pound up. And of course, a lot of liquid.
See what that guy was doing in the back there?
No. Oh, well, yeah, see him now.
That's something that they don't have anymore. It used to have to be something who just literally caught like excess oil right there.
What?
Yep.
To the 7 car. Let's go to Dick.
Yeah, there used to be, yeah, like you see a pit stop, then there's so many people over the wall compared to how
Yeah.
it is now.
Lost it, and just a moment ago, Todd Parrott radioed to his driver and said, as long as you got 3rd gear, stay out. Jarrett stayed on the racetrack.
A little bit of raft building going on there on Gilligan's Island.
Well, and there is a lot of strategy. The guys, they've got 16 laps on their tires. That's a lot of
Yeah,
laps
catch
on the
can
tires
man,
here.
that was their
But
literal
if you
name.
cannot make it on one more
So how
stop,
would it
hurt
catch?
Brad
Was
Pitt,
it like the little tank with
Chief
the-
say he couldn't.
Yeah,
Obviously, you
like
need to
that
get
big
to pit
tube
road.
like goes
These guys
into
up
it,
the
so
front,
like
I gotta believe
as
their
you
agenda.
as you got your
One
guy
more
who's like
stop, they
going
should
for
be
Yeah,
like
your
two
traditional gas station.
things, like
and that let them get to
instead
the
of
end
it
the
just
race.
being
Your
like
road course strategy, pit
go in
strategy
there and
is
all of a
always
sudden
very
it's
confusing
like
to me. Staying out,
it's
coming
like
in,
just kind of
4
spewing
tires.
out. It's
But
like
track
goes
position
into
we
like
know is
another
critical on the
tube,
road
I guess. So
And Robbie
it didn't
Loomis,
go into
Jeff
that catch
Gordon's
can,
crew
so now
chief
it's
told me
having
this
oil
morning,
everywhere.
I can do this race on 2 stops. Matt Yoakum,
I think
what's
that's the
going
way
on
it
in
works.
fifth?
Yeah.
Might be wrong
I'd
on
have to
that.
look that up. I've
The
never
lead, but
heard
you're
of that.
exactly right. They did not want to give up track position. He says his car is tight.
Imagine if
everywhere.
Gilligan's
And
Island was a thing
considering
today if they
everyone
did
else
not do the repave in
making a track
2002.
bar
That would
adjustment, but Robbie
be
said, "Look, we'll be
pretty
off on
crazy.
fuel,
And I'm sure a lot of
window
people who don't like
sequence,
the
let's just stay
gimmicky
out and
NASCAR
ride it out."
Yeah, definitely wouldn't like
wouldn't like
that.
that. It's funny to think like back then they still had kind of
Guys, I'm telling
gimmicky
you right now, Daryl's
things.
talked several times about sitting on that stove and trying to stay cool. Those boys right yonder
Right,
just
just give
made
me the
what possibly
reason.
could be the cool
Catch
move
can
of
man
racing.
caught
By
excess
being
fuel
able to
that
do
came
this,
out the
they realize they've got a
overflow.
very good race
There you
car.
go.
They're
Danny,
willing to
trucks are
kind of
coming
set
back
the
to
pace.
Darlington? Yes,
On
they
the other
are.
hand,
That's
them
really cool.
checks guys, they had no choice.
Well,
So
there's
they had
Johnny
to come
Hitchcock.
in
He's
and
injured.
take care
He's
of
kinda
business the
hanging out
best way
there.
they knew how. and see how this whole deal kind of shakes out. They still got 60 laps to go, so it's a long ways.
Yeah, and you heard Brian
That's
Patty
back
say
when,
that they're not getting the greatest fuel
crew
mileage
chiefs and
in
stuff
the
like that
87
would wear fire
so I'm
suits
sure that's a
too.
factor as well.
And the greatest friends that
Which now I think about it,
has
like,
got
why
is
do
about
they do
15
that?
cars between
Some
him and
countries
the
don't
cars
wear
that
fire
pitted.
suits.
So
Some
he's
do,
got a lot of
but,
friends that's got the same
like,
amount of laps on their
I guess
car.
it kind of just doesn't really make sense, like you're sitting on top of a pit
For
boss.
3
You know?
laps to halfway in our 16th
I like what
telecast of
they
the
do.
season.
They're gonna, I like Cole Pearl.
I was gonna say, I'd like
just wearing a t-shirt.
I liked that. I think only he could make that work. Like that was just like his style. Now I wouldn't want just like, you know,
Yeah.
Chad Canals just wearing a cotton t-shirt. You know, I just think that would just look silly.
Yeah, Chad Canals, I'm too used to seeing him in a fire suit. So.
I thought he wore a polo.
Well, I guess he does now, but for a long time he didn't.
Yeah, I know Alan Chase's.
He wears like that, not like a polo.
He's worn a fire suit too, though.
I think he has worn a fire suit, but I think now he kind of goes like this, kind of like that crew jacket, or not crew jacket, what's the word? Button-up shirt kind of thing. Maybe.
Oh, like a crew shirt, like
I think so.
kind of like when they're working on the cars, like during practice and whatnot. And the pit crew wears that. And two, I guess it would. I would think if I was a crew chief, I'd wear, depending on the location and the temperature. I mean, if we're going to like Phoenix and it's really hot there, obviously going to the desert, I ain't gonna wear a fire suit if I don't have to, kind of thing. But if you're going up north and it's gonna be kind of chilly, well, I guess they try to find it all the time too.
What's that? Danny, pull a diecast out of nowhere and tell us about it.
Okay. You don't have too many in here.
So this is a custom Alex Bowman autographed Nationwide 2018 car. It is the inverse of his actual colors from that season, and it's made custom by CS Custom Diecast. He is probably the best I know of making custom diecast.
Oh, I agree.
I think he's been kind of busy here lately, though. He's had a little too many requests as of late, but I can understand why. His quality is really good. I told him what I wanted to see. I said I wanted to see everything that was blue in the car made white, everything that was white in the car made blue, and I said I want all the Nationwide logos that were usually white on the real car changed to black, and the numbers on the real car were black with a white outline, and on this one they are black with a blue outline. So that is a random diecast.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, it looks really great quality. Good thing they actually made that.
Just as they started, with Gordon on the pole and Rusty Wallace alongside on the front row. Let's go upstairs.
How much does Sterling Marlin hate road course? The answer is yes.
Rusty Wallace.
Hey, Rusty, this is DW up in the tower here, bud. How you read? How you doing out there, man? You got anything for these cats?
Well, I hope so. I tell you, it was real loose early. We changed some air pressure around DW, got a lot better. Now the next stop, we're going to go a little bit farther and hopefully then put it right there where we need it. But just going to try to keep good track position right now and then work on it the next pit stop.
Everything mechanically works good, brakes,
something
transmission, no problems.
Interesting that the Racing Warehouse was selling. So you see, like, it was like the metal piece that where all the dash was.
Really?
Yeah, like you could see where, the little switches would be. It was like the little plate that went on top like that. Like this little black. It was from Roush Fenway's team. I don't remember whose team or what actual car it was from. I just thought that was the most randomest piece of to be. It was like some, not recently. You could tell it was the old dash shapes and whatnot. But I just thought that I had never seen something like that being sold. I just thought that was funny.
Alexander Woods. Yes, I am a Preds fan. We're here close to Nashville, so yeah, we do support the Preds.
Right about 40
I don't know, I
miles
haven't
an
checked on them in a few days. Do we know how they've been doing?
I don't know.
Because I kind of forgot the hockey's back, just because it's like, it just doesn't feel the same. Like usually Nashville's all buzzing with Predator spirit. It's like we can't really do it the same way.
Well, yeah, we didn't get any home games in that, so all on the road. So that also kind of changes the vibe. I mean, I know fans couldn't go anyway, but
green flag in the wind. Here we go.
Ask your phone how the Preds are.
Gordon did get off to a real great start there.
Climbing the hill, picking up speed.
Hey, Danny V, watch out for Johnson and Bowman at Michigan. Hint, hint, Auto Club. Yeah, Bowman was my pick to win the first Michigan race this weekend. Derek Cope said, let's all pay Danny V $1.99 starting now. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Gordon over the ripple strip and heading for 7.
And you can hear Rusty, he needs a little forward bite. You hear him spin the rear tires as he accelerate up off turn 4.
Okay.
Hear him, he spins them again.
They played several games because I guess they're in a series, and I don't know who this team is. I just see
Maybe drop some air.
the logo. It's at Edmonton. It's just a team in Canada. I don't know what team that is. We don't really know hockey, so forgive us if you're.
We're casual hockey fans. So
I mean, when Nashville was in the Stanley Cup hunt, a couple years ago, I tuned into the playoffs. I mean, I'm kind of one of those people that just kind of turn it on.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call myself a true hockey fan. I don't watch every week and keep up. I'm just like, oh, Nashville's playing cool. They played on Sunday and they lost. They played on Tuesday and they won. Wednesday they lost. And then they're playing tomorrow night.
So they're down 2-1.
Or tomorrow, sorry.
So they're not out of by today.
I guess what's it? The best 1, 2, 3, 4.
Best out of 7, I think.
No, 5. So the series is now Nashville 1, whoever the other team is 2.
So if they win again, then it's over for us.
That is
At NASCAR, what do you think will happen to Matt Benedetto in 2021? I'd say he's going to stay in the 21 car. Because especially when Paul Menard retired, like Wood Brothers Racing went directly to him and said, hey, who should we get to replace him? And he said Matt Benedetto. And the Menards company is still sponsoring that team, probably plans on it. So, for him to say, this is I want to replace me, that's, you gotta listen to the sponsor.
I think that's a good ride for him. I don't think that's.
He's been competitive this year. He's had a few shots to win.
And I mean, right now he's in the playoffs. Like if the playoffs ended today, he'd be locked in. Based on points.
He's given it a better run than Paul did. So,
I think that's a good spot for him. Long term, no. I think he could possibly earn a better ride. For what's out there, I don't think there's a better option. I think he's good where he is.
For the first time this weekend.
And that is, of course, obviously.
I'm happy for him. I like seeing people that kind of, work through the ranks,
I can't stress enough,
kind of work his way up. So I think that's definitely
a good
ride.
DannyBTalks. I'm worried about Cindric. I wouldn't be too worried about Cindric. His dad is a big partner there at Penske, so nothing's going to happen to him by any means. But the thing is, I don't know if he was quite ready to go straight to Cup, because I don't know if there's any sponsors that are lining up just for Cindric. If you look at his sponsors he has in the Xfinity Series, they're all people who was already there at Penske. So
like Money Lion.
There's no one new that's really coming up playing, kind of Austin Cindric. And that's what you have to look for, like Shell Pennzoil. They just want to be with Joey in the Cup Series. They don't want to also help out the Xfinity Series like Snap-on Tools. They're going to be on both series. Discount Tire, they're going to be on both series. Menards, they're going to be on both series. But you got to watch out for sponsors who just want that guy who's in the Cup Series.
And that's
and there just hasn't been something that I've noticed come in for Cindric.
That's important, is to be able to have sponsors that want to back up you, especially if you're, your train teams, organizations. That's what owners look for, is like, what kind of sponsorship can you bring us? Like, what can you do for us? They don't want to have to, hire you, pay you, and try to find sponsorship.
UPS cars around.
And he couldn't go because of so much oncoming traffic. He had to wait to clear.
Who was that year?
Dale Jarrett.
Oh, okay.
I think I already say something about
when did FedEx come in?
2005, I think.
So was UPS and FedEx in the same era?
Yeah, there was a period where they were. And now UPS is out of it, and FedEx is still there. I got spun up with Matt Kenseth.
Boris, not bad enough. I wish I'd thought of that. Jeff Gordon in command, but before too long.
So I've kind of lost track of the lead here. Now it looks like Jeff Gordon's leader, and Rusty Wallace is right behind him.
Rusty Wallace must have been catching up some ground because he kept getting past in that turn.
I think they got kind of back on the caution.
Somewhere between 70 and 74, right in there probably.
When are you going to come?
Oh, this is
We're still talking about it up here.
a guy named Robbie Loomis was tasked to be his crew
If I'm the
chief.
crew chief, what I'm going to do, I'm going to backlog this race. I'm going to see how many laps I can run on fuel. It's a 112 lap race. I'm going to go that many
Anyone know what
laps
happened to
till I can
Robbie
get that point,
Loomis?
because I don't
Like,
want to
kind
caution to
of
burn me. I want to
seems
get
like
the
that.
pit road
Seems like
before
he kind of
caution
just
to come
disappeared.
out.
Anyone really know much about
So
him?
you count the race backwards.
You play a road course race backwards.
Ricky Craven, one of the top qualifiers, comes onto pit
And
road.
buddy, when he did, he caused almost a big wreck. He was right up in the middle of the pack of cars, and he had to get
I
to
just
pit road
saw
for some reason.
we had a tweet come in from Clark Rowland, who must be watching along with us. He said, "At DannyBTalks, gotta love those Fox sound effects." Yeah, back in 2001, they had that all. It was like doo doo doo. Anytime they was gonna put something up there. So.
Okay, yeah.
That's something I'm kind of glad I don't do that today.
Was it cheesy?
Kind of annoying. It just kind of comes up a lot.
These guys are putting as much effort into this race.
Like when I hear it, it's like I think there's gonna be like a caution or something like that.
It's 180 points.
But it's not always for a caution.
Well, that's kind of like, it kind of catches your attention. It's like, oh man. That's like, for me, like when the Liberty Neutral, I can't say that word.
You're just like the commercial where the guy can't say what he's supposed to say.
But, you know, because it's the yellow band, I'm like, oh, it's just an advertisement.
Dang, Rusty looks like he's faster now. He's right there at him.
Have got to make another green flag stop. Why get up there and race side by side and let Tony Stewart, Johnny Benson, and those guys behind him catch up to him?
Well, the man who won the last Winston Cup road race won't win this one. He's with Jeannie.
Well, Mike Joy, if you're fortunate enough to have a garage pass, you can come into the garage area. You get to sit in the window and watch the race. But look who I find sitting in the window, Steve Park. You said it yourself, part racer, part fireman. You doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Well,
I'm just thankful that we had that good Penzol synthetic in the car because it held up underneath all that extreme heat we had. And these guys have been working hard. We had a decent race car. We just we started to lose our power steering. Think we might have overheated something and started a fire under the hood. So they're working hard behind us here trying to fix it now. So I'm not much of a
Charles
fireman,
Peterson
but
said, I think
hopefully we
Robbie
get it
Loomis
fixed
went
and
back
get
to
back
Petty Enterprises in
Tommy, so
2006, but after that I can't remember, so
Well, the only thing we can do is get back
disappeared
out
a
there and
little
just
bit.
try to get some more points. And obviously we're going to be multiple
Who's in the
laps down,
18? That's Bobby
but,
Labonte
you never
in the
know what can
18
happen
car.
in these races.
Kyle Busch.
And we know
Yeah,
how
it's Kyle Busch in the
important
18
these
car,
points are. So,
Eric Jones in the 20.
I just feel bad for his whole
Not
Penzol
anymore.
team. They worked hard out here in Sonoma.
Well, I'm sorry to see you sitting here in the window. Get back to work soon.
Hey, got a good view.
William, Brad,
Will fall from 8th in the Winston
Eric.
Cup point standings. He wanted
The cars are going too fast, I can't see the numbers.
Also joined this league.
You probably
group right
recognize
here,
by the
right
paint
at
scheme
back,
there
right behind
behind
Tony Stewart, no, right behind Ward
Eric,
Burke.
I'm rolling 10, Joey the 22.
He's right there. Let's see how his car looks really good. He's down there. This is going up the hill right here. You clip that inside those ripple strips. Catch second gear right here. Try to accelerate hard off of here. Sometimes you can make a pass if you get a good run. You go down here. You got to get out early. This is a dip. The car dips over. But you got to get it sideways. Then you got to throw it right here. Throw it sideways and accelerate down into turn 4, the new part of the racetrack. You can see where it starts. Get a good run off of here. Stay off those ripple strips. Ricky's car really looks like it's driving well. Accelerate hard across here. Second gear. Maybe for Ricky first gear because we saw when he qualified he has a little different combination. We got a car off the track.
Mike Skinner in trouble.
I think he's kind of stuck there.
And he's on like a dick
Oh gosh, he
climb.
keeps going forward.
Well, he's going to run in that ditch, don't stop him.
Oh, that's bent.
If he don't get out, we'll probably have a full course caution.
Yeah, it looks like the car is no reverse.
There's no reverse.
There's no reverse?
They can't leave
I
him there
guess so.
very long.
Or maybe it's
They're gonna
messed
have
up.
to do something.
Guys will push you back. Guys to your left over there. Wave to them. See if they'll push you back.
Those are the caution is out. The
Hey,
SEC
come over here.
Officials takes a lot of people to run a road
Another
course
guy's
race.
like, what? You want me?
Workers in the white uniforms are volunteers. They're members of the San Francisco Region SCCA, Sports Car Club of America, and they man the corners here at Sears Point.
Speaking of man in the corners now, once this red flag is displayed, the pits are closed until the pace car picks up the field, goes by this area, then he will display the green flag. But boy, DW, what a caution. It makes a difference now. Strategy. These guys are
Pretty
at least
cool
8 to 10 laps
job.
before
They
that
kind
pit
of just
window,
have to stand
but
there
they've
with
been
that
out there
flag,
on
just watch the
tires
cars
a
go
long
by
time.
like that
I
close
don't
to
know, but
them.
if you told me to stay out this time,
Come on!
hear you.
Push harder!
And it's probably not helpful because the car is like tilted down, so it makes,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like wedged in there now. Like, you need a tow truck, dude. Come on.
Daryl, where Skinner went off, just as you talked about coming up over turn 3, it's that blind rise, and you shoot over that full throttle, and you got a
flat
hook
ground,
pavement under
maybe
you
that'd
when
be
you come
different.
across.
The car gets really light right there, and you get almost
gonna be,
airborne, feels like.
I don't think there's
and
two
you're
people can
looking
do
at
that.
straight up at the sky. And you've got to find you a point down here at the bottom of this hill that you're looking at. You got to find a place when you come up over the top of this hill right here. You got to find a place down in here somewhere that you can kind of line up like a golf shot.
Or like somebody's motorhome, as long as they'll stay for the whole race.
Yeah, I hope they don't leave. What happened to you? Oh, he moved to motorhome.
Now the question is, will Jeff Gordon and the rest of these 14 drivers who did not...
Someone just said, I just saw Steve Letarte. I forgot Steve Letarte is on Jeff Gordon's crew here at this
Gordon's crew
point.
chief and Jeff have been discussing that topic, Mike. And right now, Robbie Loomis says we need to stay out about 9 more laps for the fuel deal. So let's go to Steve.
If you look at
crew chief Robin Pemberton and Rusty
Gordon's crew chiefs and stuff like this up there, they had those 90s sunglasses that Jeff Gordon wore too. So they all kind of, a lot of these teams had the same style that their drivers had.
Yeah, we're gonna stick this out as long as we can. And by the way, they say they are tickled to death by what's going on here. Johnny Benson's performance. He's a Formula One fan. He's been to Barcelona. That's the only reason they can use to express.
He's really laid back.
Well, Mark Martin
Enjoy yourself, man. You're in California.
Two-thirds of his road racing starts have ended with a top 5 finish, but he has got his problems now. He has just clicked on the radio and told his crew he has a bad alternator. They had hoped to go to lap 70 before they pit.
It's funny to see how
they have to pit now.
simplistic their kind of pit box is. Now they have all these tents and big TV screens and whatnot. So it's kind of funny to see how simplistic it was. They're just sitting on a bench hanging out.
All right, Mike Skinner's trying to get these course workers to push him back, but Mike gets in his car and it's all uphill.
Just push me.
A little help from the wrecker here at Sears Point. We're under
it's like if he has to get towed, he's kind of he's got to go to the garage and get towed out of there.
Oh, so that's why they're trying to push him.
It's not like if you get towed and you're done back then, like it is today. That's still annoying. It's like, I'm already losing my but I want to go wait in the garage for a minute.
Right.
Jeff Gordon, your leader after our third caution. Mike Skinner spinning out, and they're getting ready to go green. Let's go upstairs.
I guess they got him out under that commercial break.
After back green flag racing, I know it's not going to seem right, but after this green flag here within the next 10 laps,
is that
these
that
guys
sound?
are going to be to pit road for 4
I thought
tires.
that's what it was.
But the precedents they've set, the agenda, Daryl, once they make that pit stop, they can go to the end. The pit crews, they'll pack their stuff up unless they have a problem.
Yeah, I've seen this work. I saw Jeff Bodine do it at Watkins Glen. Quite frankly, I didn't think he could do it here, but we'll find out today, that's for sure. The tires, obviously, the guys were telling me the tires gave up too much.
That's a
to
camera
stay
view
out
they
this
don't really have
long.
anymore.
So,
Looking straight out the dash, have it like that.
Now, a guy that on a little different agenda, but he'll still have to make one more stop, is Ron Fellows in the 88-7 car. Remember, he was on pit road on lap 53. He will stay out a little longer than some of these other guys, but once he gets to his window where he can make it to the end, he needs to get to pit road.
I don't know. Let me see if I can see if I'm doing something.
Slipped right by Ron Fellows there.
Tony Stewart,
47.
That's 47 to go. Okay. I think it's just the way I kind of had to organize this on to make everything fit there, right?
Just a bit, but now they sweep to the left where Wallace will have the advantage and hold the spot.
Well, Tony Stewart's car really has looked good. Particularly in this run that we've had since our last pit stops.
Activity in Jeff Gordon's pit, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, they're already planning on making their final pit stop after a 40-lap run on lap 73.
Well, listen to what kind of general ballpark we're.
Yeah, I can still go over here and say
putting some more tape on the
46 laps
nose
to
to
go.
help free the car up through the corners.
This is Pit Steve.
Mike just heard crew chief Robin Pemberton say that when Jeff Gordon
stage racing has killed a strategy for road course racing. I will agree with you on that. I don't think, the past few races they've had at Sonoma have been 20 billion second leads, it felt like, It's been, it's like the last
one of the existing guys.
Really, the last few like races at Watkins Glen and Sonoma, I think have been kind of weird as far as like how big of a gap like two people have over everyone else.
Will not turn behind other cars. That will increase the front downforce.
The thing about today is, Larry, it's over.
Like even at Watkins Glen, the last 2 years, it was just a battle between Chase Elliott and Martin Truex Jr. for the win. They were,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too, but they were so much further than everyone else behind
Yeah,
them.
that is true.
Works great. It's on there. If it don't, so be it.
Robbie Gordon inside.
Like I like stage racing, but not so much on the road courses.
It's a battle for 6.
Oh, Texas Terry's been shooting from the hip today, guys. He's having a pretty good day.
But I guess if you're gonna do it one trip, you gotta do it for all of them. So
Yeah. Just implement it.
And it's still not let a lap in 2001.
good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what they say, I guess.
Benson there. Now just ahead of Robbie Gordon. And right behind Ward Burton.
Oh, that's sad.
What?
The guy in the chat said the 2001 Daytona 500 was my first race. Very fun and sad at the same time.
First race in person?
I think that's what he's saying.
Wow.
Was it Sears Point is greater than Sonoma? I wonder if that's the same thing.
Do what?
This comment here says Sears Point is greater than Sonoma when it's actually the same
Oh,
thing.
okay. Sears Point. I didn't know what you said.
You know, Mike, Ward's been in that top 5 just about all day. They're talking about the adjustments they'll make when they come in. Around the time Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon come in, they're going to make an air pressure adjustment and go down on the track bar. Now, Ward says the car is real good for about 5.
It's funny, like at some points in this track, the cars are like so high because of like, I guess the way they have to kind of like make the springs and stuff for these road course races. And there are some points where they'll hit the brakes really hard. They'll kind of like dip down a lot. It's kind of similar to how it is at Martinsville. The cars will be like so much further off the ground when they're going forward, and they'll kind of come down a little bit.
It seems like even on the right run, some of these guys seem to slow down. So, whoa, man, I don't think Benson knew Robbie was there, and she ran herself out of the room. But that 7 car just seems to be real consistent, and it gets better and better as it goes through a run.
Scott said, I'm okay with it on oval, but it takes so much away from the natural flow of a road course race. I agree. I agree with him on that.
A little bit of berm, and that's where Johnny Benson had to go.
Let me tell you what happened right here. The spotter said he's looking inside.
Ooh, really nice.
Benson looked back to see where he was, and by the time he looked back around, he was offline.
But
You're getting tired already.
I know, this coffee ain't helping me over here.
Into the break.
You've had coffee, they're happy.
Very impressive.
I know.
But I don't like
Jeff
coffee.
Gordon has started on pole and led most of the way, but he's been chased by several road
Appreciate
course
you guys
specialists.
watching us with us tonight. We got still 64 with us. I'm surprised that we still got this many people watching us. So thank you for sticking around, and hope you're enjoying these classic race watch-alongs.
Jeff Gordon, who has led 3/4 of all the laps run in the last 4 races, and now leads all drivers in the 13 events here at Sears Point in laps led.
Ron Fellows in that 87 car, he continues to move forward.
It's kind of hard to follow when I can't see the leaderboard. You know, we start talking for a second and then it goes away. I'm like, oh, well, who's leading?
Yeah. Well, you can't see behind me.
And you're talking about Jeff Gordon. Again, when he's out front,
Okay, well, you can kind of see
nobody
that.
can tell.
Okay, that's better.
Back in traffic, seems like he struggles. So keeping him in front in clean air is going to be the key to his winning this race.
When he pits will have a major impact on the outcome of this race.
Here, like, this is where you're like, you gotta really watch it as it goes along.
I know it's kind of almost like hard to even focus before. By the time I focus on what it says, it's already gone.
Yeah.
Who's a lot riding on their shoulders? That pit crew that's going to make this final pit stop.
Turn 11. Will Gordon try and outbreak Burton into 11? There are the 3 leaders. And yes, he does.
Got him.
Robbie Gordon
Like Larry
keeps
said,
climbing up,
the balance
but he hasn't got the
braking
lead
system
yet.
on that car is excellent. Robbie's doing a great job of packing it down in there and getting
So
taking the
we're
guy's
looking
line
right
away.
here. Jeff Gordon's first, Wallace second, Stewart third, Robbie Gordon is fourth.
Dick
Okay.
Berggren.
Well, this was absolutely planned. Jack Roush showed me his clipboard on lap 32, and he had planned to hit right now on lap 70.
This is crazy. They're just wearing hats and fire
He
suits.
has complained that the car is not turning. They're adjusting the track bar and air pressure.
And not even all of them wearing hats.
Lots of fuel lying around on the racetrack, and they're going to hold him here on pit road for that mandatory 18 seconds. NASCAR is
Like, it's funny to go back and watch
this
this, be like, what? That's
try to make this
weird.
thing
Yeah.
equal. Today, the rule is 18, and there goes Martin. seconds. That makes one just go crazy.
I think I'd be scared if I was on the pit crew and jumping over the wall at these cars flying down pit road.
Oh yeah.
And all you're wearing is like, I know even like older than this, they were just wearing shirts, like a polo shirt and pants, you know.
And even today we know how dangerous it is. Ryan Blaney had a guy get hurt really bad at Indianapolis or with Pocono. I think it was Indianapolis.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was Indy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's crazy. Just thinking, you know, at one time they were just wearing polos and, you know, a ball cap. I'd be terrified. I mean, not that really wearing a fire suit, like in terms of like protecting you if you got hit by cars. Fire suit doesn't really help that much, but at least the helmet does. What?
This guy in the comments here, Christopher Rose said, sneaked into the pits at Sonoma in 2011, my first race. Got autographs from Chad Canals and Alan Gustafson.
Awesome.
Well, maybe that's awesome they snuck in.
Okay, well, awesome you got the autographs and got to meet them.
Yeah. The next comment said, did they catch you sneaking in? I guess not.
Between Wallace and here comes Stewart.
Whoa, man, he got
well, it's been 9 years since then, so I bet they might not mind as much now. So.
Thank you very much. Nice move, but
deep is good as long as you don't go too deep.
That's right.
Get it loose.
More road races are won coming off the corner than going into the corner.
That's what it's all about.
You're going to have a hard time convincing Robbie Gordon of that.
That's okay. There's a look at turn 11. You see just how tight it is. It's built.
I like how much they have to slow down here.
Oh yeah.
You know, it reminds me of Martinsville. It's like, you know, hard on the straightaways and then it's like break, you know.
Yeah.
I think that
like
was
immediately after that they gotta have so much speed to carry them up this big hill right here.
I think that was interesting the first time we went to Martinsville. That was weird to see in person. I'm like, they're barely going. You know, we sat, I think, close to what, turn one-ish?
Yeah, we were in turn one.
That's what I was thinking. So, you know, right as they're slowing down, and that was weird to see, because before then, the only tracks we had gone to was Bristol, very small. I mean, you have to brake, obviously, you know, small track, but not that much, and then Talladega, which is like zero brake. So I think that was a weird track to see, you know. We had really small and really big. Uh-oh.
Dale, what have you done?
Has spun off the course.
Now, if I'm anywhere close to the entrance of pit road, I'm going to be saying pit, possibly they're right there in that window.
He's going to get going though, Larry. I don't think.
Watch out!
Oh, wow.
He didn't.
Gotta come through full speed. All right, come on, Dale, step on the gas.
Yeah, get going.
Well, they get all wadded up right here. Watch this 01 car. He gets sideways. They about all wreck right here.
Bam!
Ooh.
Dorsey Schrader.
Kind of got collected.
I think he probably rubbed a tire though when he hit him though.
Yeah. So I guess this is...
Now climbing the hill to turn 2.
He just gassed way too hard. That's what happened there.
Yeah, he just had spun the rear tires and around she went.
Ricky Rudd thought that caution might come out. He's in the pits. So is John Andretti.
The 43 car. All of these are scheduled stops. Again, I know it's only been 9 or 10 laps since the last caution. All these cars stayed out. They can all make it to the end. There you see Matt Kenseth in the 17 car as well in. Bill Elliott in the 9.
Sterling Marlin in the 40.
I forgot about Bill Elliott. I haven't even seen him on. I've seen him on track, so it's like I forgot he was in the race.
It's a period where he's kind of just like
Kevin Harvick was
he's
also
there, kind of quiet.
Because they're on a little bit different.
I remember that was like Chase a few years ago at Sonoma. I think after the race, I was like, man, I didn't even see Chase on the broadcast.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're mid-pack, what's the point of putting you on the screen, you know, if you ain't doing anything?
Yeah.
So, you're going to follow close battles or the
You
lead.
see that move Robbie Gordon made? He made that pass. He carried a lot of speed for there.
Rusty knows that Robbie Gordon
Now
might
you got
take it in
Jeff
there
Gordon
too.
petting.
Our leaders on pit road looked like Robbie Gordon almost was going to head to pit road and had missed
So
the
this should be
entrance. But our
their
leader,
last
Jeff
pit
Gordon, is
stop.
on pit road for his final stop. Matt Hill.
I don't know. 39 laps is still a lot.
That's true, because the track is kind of big.
What should be his final scheduled pit stop. They have made it to his window, 40 laps on this run, so they will not
I
have
don't
to
know.
stop
Actually,
again for fuel.
from what they just said, it kind of does sound like
He
it was
has
the
a
last
different
one.
gas man this week.
Unless caution
Randy
comes out, then
Hilton
it
from the 25 team
might change
has come over to help
their
out because Jeff Kramer, the normal gas man,
strategy a little
ruptured a disc. As they come
So
around
now
the
Robbie
outside of the
Gordon is
corner,
finally going
a
to
track bar adjustment on the 24 machine.
Yeah.
And see, it's down 7 seconds. Steve Burns.
That right side tire's already on the number 2 car. Left
Of
side
course,
tire
he's had such a
on the number 2
dominant car today for the most part.
Yeah.
Chassis adjustments for Rusty Wallace.
Tony Stewart also in and out, so the 3 leaders all pitting
But this
together.
was just a great year for Gordon. I mean, he won a championship. It seemed like he was contending about every single race.
Because it'll put him
Yeah.
all the way behind the rest of the car.
You know what he's thinking? I'm leading the race. I'm leading the Winston Cup race at Watkins or at Sonoma. I'm going to stay out.
First time he has led since Watkins Glen last August. Remember, Robbie Gordon started this year with the Morgan McClure team and was released after 5 races.
Oh.
Now, right behind him, Ron Fellows. Jeannie, what are they up to?
Oh, poker
Is that just like
faces in
stacks
the
of tires
87
there?
pit. Ask Brian to get
Yeah,
the caddy out.
that's
What
what
are
they
you
did to
guys
kind of
gonna
like,
do? And he said,
Kinda keep you on
as
course?
soon as we need to. As soon as
well,
I
kind
know
of like
that's
set up that me like
fuel. And I
a
said, well,
barrier
when
for
might
if you
that
spun
be?
out and went
And he
into
said,
the wall.
not soon
So,
enough. So your guess is as good as mine. We're watching with everyone.
like, that was kind of like the first, like,
52 or 53, which would be
whatever
60
safer
laps to go.
barriers,
They
like,
broke
let's
that
try
down
this.
into 2 runs.
You
That
know,
would be
let's
30 laps
crash
to
a
run.
bunch
I gotta
of
believe
tires.
sometime after about lap 80 to 85,
It's a little
right in
softer, I
there, they'll
guess.
be on
Right.
pit road.
Makes
Take
sense in a
advantage of fresh
concrete
tires
wall.
both runs.
Yeah.
4 of the first 5 drivers in this race right now are road course specialists, and one of them
It's
is
slow.
slowed.
Get
And his
over to the
race may be
shoulder.
over.
Yeah.
Jerry Nadeau.
And Robbie Gordon, he don't need this. He's got
It's
to
like
get
you're on the
pit
interstate.
road.
Okay,
That's
you
probably
know.
going to bring up caution. He just
They need to
stopped
come in
there.
right now.
Before the caution comes out. Jeff?
Right now, as you're saying, Larry, if you don't get to pit road, they may have stayed out 1 lap too
Come
long.
in now. Come in now.
He's got to
gotta
come
get
in.
there first.
If he doesn't come in, he's going to be burned.
Come on, come in,
He's
pit.
coming down
He's
toward
coming
turn
in
10.
toward the pit road entrance.
And the whole key is get there before that flagman would wave that flag. That
Here he
signifies
comes.
pit
Here he
road's
comes.
Now,
He's there.
There you go.
No, he's
You didn't pit!
stay out.
Oh, no.
That's right.
87.
You
did.
fool!
Fellows
You
may
need
have
tires,
just
you
made the
idiot!
race-winning move, and Robbie Gordon may have just made the wrong turn.
Why did he not pit?
Well, this is the moment Brian Patty was waiting for. He
Oh
jumped
my
off the
gosh,
crew box, by
Robbie
the way, to
Gordon.
get down here to watch this pit stop. He hasn't been complaining of too many things, just a little loose up front.
Favorite
So
racing
talking about some
movie?
tire pressure,
Cars.
pressure adjustments
So
to
was
front
that
tires,
more
emergency
sad
heating,
trombone
more tires,
noises?
fuel, clean that
Did you hear
windshield,
me?
and water.
Favorite racing movie? Cars.
Don't even say tossing one in there with a straw that will actually
Cars
work
3,
this time.
Cars 2.
Hopefully that will be the key.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I have not seen Cars 2. I've heard it's
For one
not
of the
good.
first times and throw the water
Gosh,
out
he
without a
should have
problem.
pitted right
Tiny
there.
getting the car
Another
off
wrinkle
the
here.
track.
The caution flag has not come out.
What? There's still no caution?
Wait,
And
what?
he's rolling again. We do not have a caution.
Oh, well, that is
Now
going to
we
be a
have
caution,
Dale
probably.
Earnhardt Jr. off the course again.
Junior.
Let's go to
Junior, you're done, bud. He was always so terrible at this track.
Really?
Yeah, he never really
Last
did
year,
good
he was
here.
in 3rd place with 9 laps to
I
go.
can recall it a few times where he had like a
Decided to
top
pit
10
because they thought
performance here.
everyone else would have to stop for fuel. No one
Because some
else
people,
did.
you know, just aren't good at road courses. You know, they're so
We're still under green, so no need for that pit road
so
flag
you know
ban.
changing, shifting
As
gears, and
Jerry
you know,
Nadeau
it's not
comes
just
in,
like
and Dale Earnhardt
driving.
Jr. is going again.
And Fellows had a terrible pit stop. I mean,
Well,
a 14
now, Robert, you don't
and an
look as bad,
18-7
so
on Fellows.
Those
You're
4
good.
seconds will make a big difference
Still need
out there
tires,
on that
though.
racetrack.
Had there been a caution flag, Fellows made the right
Still no
move.
caution?
There was no caution flag.
No, don't do
So
that. It's
Robbie
straight like
Gordon is
that.
still
Okay. What
holding
about the
on
guy
to
that was just on the side?
He's out
That's
there
what he
on
got
tires.
going,
It's got
so-
almost 40 laps on
Keep
him. All these
going.
other guys are getting advantage of those fresh tires.
Like I said, that's so bizarre about, you know, road course racing is because there's so much extra space. You know, somebody can just literally be parked on the side and no caution, keep going.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, doesn't make any sense to throw a caution when somebody's clearly out of the way. I just think it's kind of funny.
700 on pit road, do not speed.
Johnny Benson just got penalized for speeding on pit road on his stop, so he had to come back in for a penalty stop.
And this late in the race, Pete speeding on pit road.
I think we might have just had a little bit of error in the OBS. I saw a little red and yellow flashing in the bottom right, but it looks like it should be back now. So if you guys had any delay in the stream there, wouldn't be surprised.
At the beginning of the race, his tack reading was
3,700. You watch the tack, and you don't have to slow down. Now, as he enters the pit lane right here, he doesn't have to
Was
slow
said
down
Dale's
until
only
he
Goodyear
gets
road courses was
way on around
2014.
here.
Third at
He
Sonoma,
can really
7th at
race
Glen.
hard.
Yep.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
That's probably the best he's ever had.
Road speed starts.
3,700 in what, second gear?
Second gear.
Steve Burns was waiting on him.
And Jim Long has
Hey, Danny B,
never
as a
wavered
fellow
from his
Bowman fan,
strategies.
how do you think
Lap 78 is when he wanted to bring Robbie Gordon
Boda Man will fare in the playoffs? I think he can probably maybe try to finish in the round of 8. I don't see him going to the championship 4, but I think he can. I think that team's gonna try to get it together and get into the round of 8. Like he's at least made it into the round of 12 the last few years. And I feel like if they can get to the round of 8, that's a good step up for them. I think they've got a chance to probably win this weekend in Michigan because of how similar that track is to Auto Club. And
he's got 2 chances to do it too.
Yeah, if they can bring pretty much the same speed they had in Auto Club, I think he could be one to watch out for this weekend.
And especially it's kind of, without the practice qualifying, it's like run what you unload.
And even then at Auto Club, they just unloaded that fast. They really didn't change hardly anything. So
they should take notes of whatever they did and.
Yeah, it's like hey, whatever we did here, do that again.
Pitted, handing the lead to Michael Waltrip.
I would love to see, kind of like when we had the big 3, a couple years ago, and then Joey Logano won the championship. I mean, I don't necessarily want somebody to win that didn't do well, but I think it'd be interesting to see, like, did him not make the Final 4 after he did so good?
Yeah,
I think interesting. I wouldn't be excited.
It would be like really bizarre if like Hamlin and Harvick both had terrible playoffs and then they don't make it.
The old man, Joe Ruttman, Jack Sprague, former champion, and Ricky Hendrick.
What I'm keeping an eye on is Kyle Busch and him in the point standing right now.
Yeah,
I think
he's a little on edge.
Ever since I've started watching NASCAR in 2016, he's always been dominant. I'm just used to him winning several races or be locked into the playoffs, and it's kind of interesting. He's not locked in, and depending on how these last couple of races go, he could possibly be out. If somebody that's not even really in contention gets a win and boom, there shakes it all up. I know even Danny said this at one time, like, watch if we go to Daytona and somebody like Ricky Stenhouse win.
Yeah,
somebody that's
he's
not even.
I'm watching out for it. Really, like he's someone I would say has a good chance to go and upset, but it could be anybody there.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at when. Just because we were there and I kind of remember it, but like at the Daytona 500, who we had kind of battling for the win, like a lot of the people who were,
that car is all kinds of smash.
People who, your drivers that are every week doing well.
This is a full caution.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, wow. That's Dave Blaney? I can't tell. No, it's a Chevy. No, it is Blaney.
But anyways, you had Corey LaJoie up there, you had Ryan Newman.
Well, hey, I didn't even think about that. What if Newman can get some redemption and win Daytona?
I mean, you had people up there who were not, contending for wins on a weekly basis. So I mean, it could be anybody that's well below the cut line. I think that's kind of interesting about this playoff system.
Yeah.
Is you can have anybody win, like Cole Custer. I don't think I would have put him in the playoffs. Like if you asked me what 16 I wouldn't put him in. But I mean, he was in the right spot at the right time.
All right, so under caution here, ready to go. Elliott Sadler is currently the leader somehow.
It just gets out for money. I was looking at it. He come around on the
Dang!
And around he goes.
Look at how little damage.
He got a little airtime there.
The force of that impact, that tire wall really did its job.
And you are carrying some speed right there. It's one of the faster places of the racetrack.
And it's easy to lose the back end right there because you're coming downhill, and that's a little bit.
One thing I liked about
there's no runoff
even a couple of years ago.
When that looks like that kind of damage right there makes me think of like old NASCAR 2003 video game. I think that's what they probably got some inspiration from.
Well, there's nothing to
But yeah, old NASCAR rules, like, there was no crash clock. You could run really beat up stuff out there. I think, I think that was always kind of neat to see that. But I guess it makes sense. Like, you don't want somebody that's well below speed, out there, then you're messing up somebody else's day.
Yeah.
It kind of stinks when you can't get it fixed in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's not a minor error, then you don't need to be on the track anymore.
Scott Cruz said Kyle Busch running the Rolex 24 this year will be a huge help going into the Daytona road course race, and I agree with that. I think he's someone to watch out for.
Yeah.
Someone said that they think Bubba Wallace could win it and prove all the haters wrong. That'd be interesting to see too.
Yeah.
Kind of a neat way to be close to
I definitely back that. That would be.
How about it, Matt?
NASCAR, other than Nashville, what are your favorite NHL teams and NHL video games? I've never played NHL video games, so I can't answer that. And really, I don't know, I might say, root for Darren's Las Vegas team or something like that. So, I'm very casual hockey fan.
We pull for hockey because that's the local team. I mean, we pull for Nashville because that's the local team. I mean, if we lived in a city that didn't have hockey, we probably wouldn't watch hockey.
Probably.
During this caution,
we're NASCAR fans.
NASCAR, Titans, the Balls. That's who we follow.
That's our main three. Like even then, like I'm not really much of a basketball fan, and Tennessee even has the Grizzlies, but I'm like. When I have watched basketball, I've really liked the Heat, and that's the only team I've ever seen play in person too. So I would call myself a Heat fan, I guess.
I've watched the Heat. We went and saw Miami Heat play the Pelicans on our honeymoon while we were down at Homestead for the championship weekend. We watched the Xfinity race, and then as soon as that got over, we got in the car and drove straight to.
That was a crazy day. Like I can't believe we watched the Xfinity championship and Heat basketball in the same day.
If you're ever, if you can ever, I know y'all ever go down to Homestead and align that. I thought that was really neat that we could do both. It was a hustle to get there, especially with Miami traffic on a Saturday night was not the ideal.
We were going as quick as we could, and
we got there, I think, pretty much right at game time.
Yeah, we got in there like right to our seats, kind of right when they had started. So.
But that was cool. We watched that, and then I've been to a Lakers game a couple years ago.
It's crazy to think that was technically part of this basketball season that's now been affected by COVID in such a big way.
That's true.
What do we got going on here?
Fox welcomes you back to Sears Point Raceway.
I just looked up and saw Steve Park kind of going like.
Country, our last Winston Cup broadcast of our inaugural season. NASCAR on Fox. It's been a wonderful ride.
So Mrs. Gomez.
At the Hollywood
I like that.
As we go to where the races are, on the mobile studio. It's been a lot of fun along the way.
We both graduated from there, went to school there for 4 years, so we're definitely both fans. Wearing my Tennessee sweatshirt.
Right there with fell in love there.
What would you like to say? What should we look for? A shootout over these last few laps?
That's what Darrell said, and I agree with you, DW. It's going to be a shootout, but right now you got to look at it from
Jeff Gordon's
viewpoint. Big picture, I'm trying to win a championship. Rodney Gordon, I'm trying to win a race. This could be very interesting. Who's going to give in this situation? Because we both know they're great competitors.
All right, but you said you were leading towards the higher gun, and of course the sheriff in town has been Jeff Gordon, who was born not too far from here. At the Hollywood Hotel, we've enjoyed a lot of activity along the way. We've had some rain delays, some excitement. Many of you were excited about when Jeff and I got super soaked.
Hey, Denny, how's it going here in neighboring North Carolina? It's going pretty good here. We're just watching some classic races.
Who wrote to us from Burbank, California. She's a 6-year-old, and she even drew a cartoon, said, help me, hold on. See, that's me in the coat getting nailed here.
Well, like I can hear something a 6-year-old do
from those guys in the pits. And it was addressed to the Hollywood Hotel, and she just sent it to the Michigan International Speedway, where at that point we were, of course, covering a race there, and somehow this got to us. So people will find the Hollywood Hotel just like they find races, whether they're on Fox or FX or Fox Sports Net.
Just like Letter to Santa Claus, Chris. I mean, we can be found, and trust me, it's a long ways from being over.
They just have like mail someone's address on
We're
there.
plotting to go green, so let's go back upstairs next year. Of course, we'll have that story. And there's one of the guys that we will be. There they are. They're the
assassins. They're the assassins right there.
We'll get them next time, Mike.
From the Hollywood Hotel to our California condo above the S's, another endangered species. Set for the restart with 32 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Gordon, Robbie Gordon, Tony Stewart, Ricky Rudd, Rusty Wallace,
and
the
it's
top
Thursday
5.
night.
Ward Burton, the Labonte brothers, Bill Elliott, and Jeff Burton, the top 10. Pace car in, John Andretti, Ron Fellows back in 12.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Come on, Robbie Gordon.
15, Mark Martin, Boris Said,
I gotta pick a car to go for.
I'm going to Robbie just because he never really won much.
I need to see the lineup. Like, I know Jeff Gordon's up front, but we watched him win the last time, so I'm not going to pick him. Let's see.
Jr., Dorsey Schrader, Jimmy Spencer. Those are the lead lap cars.
Now this is when you got to talk
Walrus.
Robbie, you still got a long way to go, buddy. Don't do anything foolish.
For real. I'm going to go for him, Wallace.
I know you want to win this race.
That or Tony Stewart. I'm gonna pull for
Ooh, he
him.
was loose there.
I'm gonna pull for one of them. I gotta. That's what I always do. If I don't really know who's racing, you know, if I'm watching a local series, whatever, I just pick a paint scheme or, you know, that I think is cool, or, you know, find somebody saying, oh, that's a neat name, whatever. Just have somebody to root for. I think that makes the races so much more entertaining. Is when I'm behind somebody.
When she first started racing, she was like, that M&M's car was cool out there. Now you would never get her to root for him.
Yeah, originally I was going to be a Kyle Busch fan. I mean, I never bought any.
How does that feel coming out of what's coming out of your mouth there?
Yeah, in 2016, I didn't know who any of the drivers were when I first started watching, so I thought that.
Whoa, what a move!
Wow.
Dang, he just forced himself down there. Jeff Gordon couldn't do anything.
But yeah, and I think I thought that paint scheme was cool, and then I discovered who Chase Elliott was, and that became my driver.
Yeah.
Wow, we got some close racing here.
Jim Smith on top of the truck, jumping up and down. His driver is out front. That's Jim in the tan shirt to the left. Here's Matt.
Yeah,
You will love this one. Jeff Gordon being very
Again,
on the
with the
ring.
podcast, I appreciate you taking care of people. To Joshua Burns there, no spoilers, please. That's not something that
He went hard into turn 11, Darrell, and washed right up there.
And I was worried about Gordon.
Because she has not seen this race. The reason we're doing it is because she's only been watching NASCAR since 2016. So there's tons of these old races she's never seen before.
Got him for second.
Well, there's a real rivalry between these two guys. You know, they got in a shoving match down in Daytona a year or so ago, and so there's no love lost here.
Well, boy, Darrell, if there's ever been talking to a driver, Robbie Gordon needs that coaching right now.
Please,
Be
yes,
smooth,
please.
hit your marks.
Take care of the car, keep him at bay.
Now watch Gordon lock the front brake going into turn 11.
That's not uncommon. That's camber, a lot of camber in that tire.
So one of the rare mistakes Jeff made on the road course during that time was that one where he went high and let Robbie Gordon go low.
Let's show you what happened when Jeff Gordon lost the lead.
Okay, here's a better shot. I mean, Robbie, I see what happened now. Robbie drove it in there, and Jeff just really braked way too hard because you could see the smoke coming out of his tire there.
He's the rock between two hard places right now.
So yeah, that was more just a mistake on Jeff Gordon, not really Robbie just being in the right place. He was in the right place, but
a little combination of both.
He's actually very focused on the last caution before the last restart. He told his team, let's keep the conversation to a minute on this race.
So it looked like what Denny Hamlin did in 2016 when Tony Stewart beat him back to the line. Yeah, it looked like
If he's
that.
ever going to win one,
This is it. This is it. No disputing Robbie Gordon is a driver with a ton of talent. However, he's been in and out of this series.
Got 25 to go, so this is the point where it should start kind of interesting, probably. Kind of like coming into the final stretch of it.
Trying to stretch it out here at Sears Point.
Holding up these that we skipped through all the commercials, so we kind of also move forward a few laps here too.
Stay with NASCAR Victory Lane, a full hour of everything you need to get you from pole position to the checkered flag. Then at 10:30 on the National Sports Report, Larry and Darrell will have a special mid-season recap of the Winston Cup Series, plus a preview of the second half. The Fox Network's your new home for NASCAR. 90 laps complete of 112 in the Dodge Save-Mart 350. Robbie Gordon has opened up a 1-second lead on Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart. Fastest car on the racetrack this last lap. Right there, and Ricky Rudd's with him.
Who's that?
Coming all day long.
That's Ricky Rudd. That's the same guy who's got that car.
Oh, yeah.
But in 2001, the car was more red, where it's more like neon in that
Looks
one.
like a long way to go to another top 5.
and you know what? He's going to gain a bunch of points on second place.
I
His
think
teammate.
the
Dale Jarrett.
motors in
Dale
those
Jarrett
cars back
fired
then
in
sounded really cool. But it sounded more like
There he
a
is.
little higher pitched sound there.
Gotcha.
UPS cam on board Jarrett.
Down to turn 4 there. No, that's not turn 4.
Not gaining much
Got
on
here
Ricky
there a little
Craven
bit.
there.
It's turn 7.
Started 35th. Looked like he was making some ground up till he had that spin down in turn 11. Just never has been able to overcome that.
Robbie Gordon will see speeds at the line. Gordon started 7th. The winner of the very first NASCAR left and right turn road race started 7th. In 1954, his name was Al Keller. You know what he drove? A Jaguar. An XK120, I believe, a 2-seat sports car, was eligible for that race.
You would never think of a Jaguar being in NASCAR.
Right.
What is now Winston Cup racing.
Top 3 speeds pretty close, but Tony Stewart, who's in third in a 20 car, he did have the fastest speed and has had the last 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, Robbie Gordon is up there singing na 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 na. Hey,
Hey, hey, goodbye.
Something's gonna have to happen for him to catch that cat.
Well, what's going to happen is Tony Stewart's going to catch Jeff Gordon, and that's going to allow Robbie to extend that lead as these two battle.
That'd be the best
Charles
thing that could
Peterson
happen
said the
for
number
Robbie
28
Gordon,
car
that's
that
for sure.
Rudd
He just
drove
keeps
was the
stretching it out.
final
He's
season for the
pretty
classic
consistently
Texaco
about
Star
10
paint
miles
job of
faster
28 on
than
the
Jeff
side.
Gordon.
Yeah, it was
I did like that paint scheme.
It was iconic. It was kind of like what Davey Allison had. But like I said, you can kind of see it over my head here. Like I've got the 2002 one up here, and I really like the way that one looked. It was a good, fresh look on it, and Ricky Rudd won quite a few races in that car too. So I think it's kind of an iconic look too.
That sits well with some car owners, not so well with others. And Robbie's had a couple of tries at Winston Cup racing, but has just never lasted long in a real good car.
But I got to give a call to his crew chief, Jim Long. Came on board with this race team about halfway through the first part of the season. Really started getting his team turned around, and he made a gutsy call a while ago. I questioned leaving him out there when all the other leaders were on pit road, and right now it looks like it's going to work out. Matt Yoakum, what can
We've
you
got
add?
20 laps to go here, and I'm going to do something kind of fun here.
Okay.
If Claudia can correctly guess, no looking at your phone, and like that, who ends up winning this race, and if she gets it right, then she can get one birthday present early.
He took Jimmy Smith's offer to drive this 7 car, and who knows, it may take him to victory lane.
You see the
I want to go Robbie Gordon, but I feel like that's too easy. I don't think it's going to end like that.
I'll give you a little bit to lock in your answer.
With how many, like 1 left to go? I'm just kidding. A lot of people have said
when it gets to 15 to go,
I need to pick.
Lock in your answer.
Well, okay. I think, a lot of people suggested this, so I don't think it's going to be a long green flag run. I think something's going to happen, and somebody's going to win that we didn't expect winning. I think that's what's going to happen. Even though Jeff Gordon and Robbie Gordon have had a dominant car through most of this day, I don't think it's going to be like that. I'm probably going to be wrong. I mean,
Tony Stewart, Ricky Rudd, and Rusty
what's the odds of me getting it right? But I'm going to go. Let me see what once they're running.
I got to see because we just had a commercial break, so I might have to change your time to lock it in.
The official fuel.
I don't think because you have to be. We were like.
It said it was lap 94 of 112.
Arvizo race summer at 95 laps, 7 leaders, 9 lead changes. Jeff Gordon has locked up the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps.
Okay, when it says 15 to go, lock in an answer.
Okay, well, let me see the leaderboard again. Who's where, and then I'm going to say.
What else is impressive?
I think I have who I want, but I want to make sure they're still.
Jeremy Mayfield just carried his car behind the wall. That's only 4 cars.
It's like when you're on, like The Price is Right, you're trying to guess, and it's like, grab a check. Pick this one. Okay, chat, tell me who. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. No, because somebody actually told me.
Again, if she gets it right, I will.
Yeah, help me out, chat.
If she gets it right, I will go get her one of her presents early.
Really not having a banner day. They was 23rd before this pit stop. And he was in the top 10 in points. He's going to take a hit in the points today.
He's going to fall a lap down right here as Robbie Gordon comes around turn 11.
Yeah, he might get out.
Okay, here's
just probably in front of Robbie, just enough to worry him to death.
Yes.
Just what I was afraid of.
This is not what Robbie Gordon needs right now.
No, it's not. And of course, Harvey's got fresh tires. He's going to get around him, but it's going to cost Robbie a lot of time.
I'm going to go Stewart.
Because a little hot, he got held for speed.
I think.
You're locking in that one?
Oh, I don't know.
Good time to just let that young
like I said, when we restarted, had this last restart, I said him or Rusty, but he's back in.
It says 16. When it says 15,
okay. But Rusty's back in 5th, and I don't know. Even if we do have a restart, that's a lot of rows to move up. I think realistically, Stewart's there. I think Stewart's going to win.
He doesn't know what Harvick's
because, like I said, I feel like since a lot of people suggested this, I don't feel like it's going to go great. I feel like something's going to happen, and somebody's going to win that we don't expect. Because if it was one, I feel like that's what I'm going to say. Stewart's still within the realms. I think he's a more probable driver of stealing the show. Because he hasn't really done nothing all day. I mean, he's been decent, but I don't think he's been up there contending for the win. So I'm locking in Tony Stewart.
Well, there he is making a pass for second.
Well, there we go. I'm locking him in.
All right, so there you go, guys. Locking in Tony Stewart. If he wins the race, and she gets a present early.
If not, I have to wait till Wednesday, which I mean, that's a little less than a week away.
It's kind of between a rock and a hard place.
He had a good chance there in turn 2 to stay left and let Harvick through and chose not to.
But if he gets Harvick in front of him and then Harvick can't go.
Right.
Again, no spoilers, guys.
I'm not
spoilers.
gonna look at the chat because if they tell me who won, then it's gonna make me mad that I'm like, man, I should have picked so and so.
Yeah, I can tell. I saw a message was hidden there, so thank you to the mods for taking care of that for us.
They're real hard trying to keep the position. Now let him go right here, Robbie. Let him go.
Nope.
Look your passenger side.
Wait.
Passenger side, clear.
Robbie, you need to let him go, buddy.
Robbie's not letting Harvick pass him. Like, he's a lap down. He has fresh tires. Let him go.
See that Robbie doesn't need this.
What's funny is that they'll become teammates the next year.
He gets up there and where he can't let him make the pass because he's going to make it. He's got fresher tires. He has to be able to.
Turn 11, if Harvick doesn't overdrive it, that's his best shot right here coming down into 11.
And what it's making Robbie Gordon do is overdrive his race car that's using his tires up even more.
Yeah,
just let him around you, dude. He's a lap down.
Boy, I know how he feels. I mean, you don't want to let that guy get in front of you and hold you up, but you don't want him banging around on your back bumper either.
I was gonna say, does he want the clean air? Is that why he's so persistent about staying in front?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, like they said.
Because then, Harvick could probably start slowing down because he's got all that damage to his front, too.
Yeah. Well, like they just said on the broadcast, like you don't want him in front of you because, then he can block and whatnot and slow you up. But if he's the faster car and he's behind you, that ain't good either.
This has been a good passing opportunity. Nope. Harvick stays lined up right with Gordon. Not going to try him this time.
It's funny, you would think Harvick is in second because he's running so close.
I know. It's like, dude, you're not going for the win here.
You're busy in there. Even Dale Jarrett said, even on the straightaway, you never stop. And it's got to be aggravating with that car right up behind you.
Well, it's just a big distraction. That's all it is. It'll cause you to miss your mark. You'll run off the track.
Let's go back to the 9th place battle where Jeff Burton has gotten around Bill Elliott. That's Robbie Gordon saying...
He said, tell him to back up and I'll give him his lap back.
Now there's Jeff Burton and Bill Elliott.
Jeff Burton in 99, he has had a good run today. Started in
I swear, sometimes I can't understand the radio.
Yeah, I agree with Martin Henderson here. He said, clean air was king even in 2001, but man, let him go.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard for me to hear the radio talk. It's like, what are they saying? I need the little closed caption at the bottom. That's one thing I thought would have been cool with the scanners. We got some scanners that help.
He's still on there. Oh my gosh, right on him.
Like, chill. You were a lap down. You would think this would be the last lap, going for the win. This is what.
It's like I want to say chill to both of them, not just
Yeah. Look, there comes Tony Stewart.
Like Kevin chill, Robbie chill.
No.
Tony Stewart has caught this group.
Like there's 13 laps to go. Harvick, you're not getting your lap back, and you're not gonna go off to a crazy battle to the win here.
Before this race, had Robbie Gordon ever won? Did he have any career wins up to this point?
I don't remember. I can't remember what races. I mean, he's won before, but I don't know.
Like what time?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if this would be going for his potential first win. Or what? Because I think that changes your mentality, driving style. When you're aggressive, trying to get your first career win.
But chat, obviously don't spoil anything for this race. But Had Robbie won before this race? Answer that for me.
Like at this point, was he going for his first win?
Yeah. Okay. So someone said 2001 New Hampshire. Yeah, I knew Robbie would win that one.
So he had one before.
But that's like at the very end of the season, though, because that race was that race was delayed to the end of the season as like an exhibition race due to 9/11.
Okay, that makes sense.
But then he won that because he signed on to Richard Childress Racing, the 31 car.
Okay. Wait, so you said he was part-time in the 7?
Well, he's just kind of going from ride to ride, it seemed like.
Okay. But the 7 ran full-time. He just wasn't...
Yeah.
He wasn't in the 7 every
But he was
race.
with a team for 5 races at the beginning of the year and then got released.
I'm just keeping my eyes off the chat because I don't want to
So
actually
he would have been battling for his first win in this race here.
Okay.
So they said New Hampshire 2001 was his first win. But that came at the very end year, like after the champion had already been crowned. So it was like
and you're saying other than this race, that was his first win. You're not saying that was his very first. Well, at this point, he was bad. Okay, we're just gonna stop. We're gonna move on to a different subject. I'm not gonna ask too many questions.
Right at the bottom of the racetrack. Pull right up to him, but they accelerate off
still
the corner, pull him away just a little bit.
It's crazy. I feel like we're in the last like 2 to 3 laps. Like that's how close and kind of, this feels. It feels like I'm like on the edge of my seat. Like, oh my gosh, who's gonna win? I'm like, chill. There's still 11 laps to go.
But dang, Kevin still was right there. Oh.
Uh-oh.
The left front on Fellow's car. And can
He
he
was
get
in the lead
the
for a little
car off the
while.
racetrack and out of harm's way?
Is it flat?
Yeah.
Just damage or both.
He's able to get kind of out of the way.
And he does. He gets it away just past Gilligan's Island. Let's see what happened here to Fellows battling Bill
Oh,
Elliott.
dang, yeah.
Just gets out
This is
wide.
right up against the
They hang
9.
together. Right up there.
Oh!
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Guys, I'm not sure a caution would not be.
Caution's out.
Stewart, get
Ooh, yay!
What? Oh my
We
gosh!
missed that. Gosh, the camera angle was not.
Gosh, Tony timed that perfect.
Oh man, I want to see a replay of that.
Harvick, I mean, I can't.
That's what we should have been watching. Which I
And
mean,
now the caution's out.
okay, if the caution's out, surely they'll.
Oh, someone said we worked the deal. Give him his lap back.
Now, can he get past Stewart before the start finish
Like now let him by when you're not the leader.
It'll be racing the caution his way.
Stewart wants the 29 car there.
Well, I thought you
He
said the
had a deal
caution's
with
out.
the 7.
It is.
Oh yes, I forget. You have to race.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that?
No. What?
Tony stopped just before the start-finish line to let Harvick go around and get the lap back.
To be just seething inside.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like kind of brake check, like yep, like,
Yeah.
tap the brakes. Wow. Good thing no one was right behind him, or that would.
Chief Jim Long.
And you heard Robbie Gordon talk about.
Okay, here's the replay, right?
Now this is
Yeah.
Kevin Harvick in the 29, turn 7.
To turn 7.
4 to turn
Oh,
7.
Harvick kind of got inside him there and messed him up a little bit.
So when he kind of came through that
Ooh.
turn, yeah. And then where did Tony just? Oh yeah.
Oh, he took advantage of it right there.
Oh yeah, that was a perfect move.
Tony's just sitting back there like, you give me one chance, I'm going to take it.
He's like, aha, here I come.
And he lets Tony Stewart take the lead.
What was Tony Stewart rookie? What year?
Fellows getting inside Bill
Okay, so
Elliott.
he's
Gets under
fairly
him,
early in
coming
his
off the
career.
corner.
He thinks he's clear, but he is
Not
quite clear.
Hard impact.
Oh, now I see what a caution had to come
Hey,
out.
we got a
There's so
super
much-
chat.
There's so much debris. Well, I appreciate that, Nicholas. $2. Robbie. I'm not going to say much more than that.
Good thing I didn't look at it. I just saw blue. We'll read your super chat after.
Please, no spoilers, even though I appreciate the $2.
We're down inside at 10 to go.
I promise, Danny will announce your super chat after the race is over. Just let us finish it and we'll announce it. We definitely appreciate super chats. It helps us.
What is this
I just noticed we actually got 95 who are watching us now. That's the highest it's been all
Awesome.
all
Thanks,
night, so
guys.
I appreciate
Appreciate
that. People coming in here just in time. So. And I see someone said Eric is streaming. Well, I'm also streaming, so.
There was no reason for that. We were going to get
for y'all who just joined, because I don't know if, if y'all had hopped over recently, Danny kind of created a challenge the last, 20 laps? He told me to pick a driver who I think would win, and if I got it right, I would get to open one of my birthday presents early. And I picked Tony Stewart. And my answer was locked in with 15 laps to go. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I think we're less than 10, probably now.
Seemed to get it pretty good.
Less than 10 to go.
Go our way. We could use a win here.
They certainly could. Joe Gibbs Racing has never won a race on a road course.
If not, I'll have to wait
for the company today.
It'll be 9 laps to go when they get to start.
So that's kind of what we're doing. So my guy's Tony Stewart right now. Danny's just watching for the fun of it because he's moderating our chat and on his phone, kind of helping me not see anything.
And by the way, Joshua Bird, I see your comment here. Sorry about my comment earlier in the stream. I think you kind of left a spoiler in there. But I should be more aware and considerate about who's seen the race and who hasn't. You don't have to forgive me, but I'm sorry. Well, I do forgive you. I appreciate you taking time to say that. So.
With Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers in the Hollywood Hotel.
The older the races are, I feel the less possibility somebody had seen it, versus if we're showing something from 2014, there's a possibility a lot of more people could have seen it, versus 01, how many people are going back and watching this specific race. I mean, there's some races I know from back when who won it without ever watching it, but this race I know nothing about.
He could have gave him a little bit of room. He didn't get that room he needed. Same situation with the 29 car Kevin Harvick. He's very much.
I think for the next one we should watch.
Give him any slack. This guy don't run all
skip a couple. I like the 2008 era. So we need to pick something from that.
So y'all be thinking of some good ideas from let's say 07.
When's the car tomorrow? Is that what it's called?
07. Yeah.
Okay, I like that era.
Think of a car tomorrow. Okay, come up with a few ideas, and you can leave them in the comments of this stream. Like after the stream is over and it's a video, comment after this. What are some races from 2007 to 2012 Car Tomorrow that Claudia should watch? And then we'll put those into a poll, and we'll do it then. So after this is over, so be thinking of them now.
Well, hold on.
Once this is done, you can put it in the comments.
What was there a different car style between this and Car Tomorrow?
So we're going to have to see what happens here.
Well, technically they made a little adjustment to this one.
But not a redesign?
Right, it was like they changed it to like the twisted sissy look, as they say, but that's really about it.
So when we watched the 97 All-Star race, was this the same?
It's pretty similar to this. Maybe a few things changed, but not much.
I was going to say, like, maybe we should kind of go through the different styles of cars, but...
well, there's really not really much for us to do, Danny, because it's like...
Well, I know, but just watch, each time. But,
okay,
I mean, you can't go to current, because then that would be no fun. I've already seen it. I'm not going to sit through a recent race that I've seen, just a few years ago. Even if it is a good race. I like to see something, where a lot of the drivers are different. But yeah, Car Tomorrow, I really
want... People are saying 2007 Fall Talladega, so that might be one to consider.
Okay, I don't know who won that, but I really like the Car Tomorrow look. I think if I would have watched that as a kid...
I actually have quite a few Car Tomorrow diecasts because I like aesthetically, I love the way it looks.
I think if I would have watched NASCAR as a kid, I think I really would have enjoyed that car. I mean, I like the way it looks. I think I would have enjoyed that. Didn't have that opportunity.
We're about to find
out. 2008 Brickyard 400.
Okay.
We were saying 2008 Second Michigan.
6-year-old wife Tara. Tara at the time was in a Winston-Salem hospital in need of a heart transplant. She has now completed 8 weeks in that hospital.
Yeah, and also maybe we could pick a different style, because now we've had a short track and we've had a road course. So, if we have
maybe a super speedway.
Super speedway or intermediate, I think would be pretty cool.
I like the idea of 2007 Fall Talladega, so I'm going to keep that into the back of the mind here.
31 cars on the lead lap. Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Ricky Rudd, Rusty Wallace, Ward Burton, the Labonte brothers, Jeff Burton, Bill Elliott, the top 10.
Do y'all get nervous when it comes down to crunch time like this?
Wait, yes. Oh, I didn't see the face card.
My hands are
There'll
sweating.
be 7 laps to go.
All right, come on, Tony.
But you got to have those
Tony,
tires cleaned
Robbie,
up. You
and
got to be
Got to be ready. Got to be ready. Got to
I
go.
think this will be a good
Robbie wasn't
finish.
ready.
Oh, Tony
Here we
got
go.
a big restart.
Tony Stewart.
Robbie was not
Jeff is right on
quite ready
Robbie's
for that
bumper.
one. I think he's probably got a little build-up on his tires. He's been a little conservative.
Up the hill.
Stewart got a great restart. Of course, he does set the pace. He's the leader.
Yeah, that's the thing about these single file restarts is that
But he's going to be fine.
zoom, there he goes. You know, you're not bumping and banging, you know, door to door
Almost 14
for the lead. It's just like, you know, if you step on the gas at the right time, boom, there you go, just take off. It's like you're at a stoplight, you just gun it, you know, instead of turning green.
It's just going to be Robbie Gordon, and he's going to have to really
From Ricky Rudd, looking back at Rusty Wallace, 4th and 5th.
Is there an 8 car in this race? Yes, that would be Dale Jr.'s
Dale
second
Jr.
year in 2001.
But he's not doing well. I think he's spun out in the grass and whatever.
He's sucked at Sonoma.
So that's probably why you're not seeing him on the screen.
He gains on Gordon. Doesn't gain much on Stewart, though. I tell you, I have thought all day that Robbie's car was better than most everybody's on the long run. But now, you got to admit, Stewart hadn't been a player till now. He's been kind of hanging back 3rd, 4th.
Robbie's kind of catching Tony a little bit,
Was the
especially right there.
on the watch on each of these laps. Rusty under Ricky
Yeah,
Rudd,
he's
nothing
there.
As you can see, Robbie closed a little bit.
Last win for a Pontiac on a road course, Watkins Glen, 1992. Kyle Petty did it.
Got a battle here.
Oh, I forgot. Joe gets racing back to the
22, Bobby
Pontiac.
Labonte in the 18th.
Oh, that's
But no
right.
matter what the results, what
So who was on Gibbs this year? You got Stewart,
Tony Stewart,
Bobby
and Bobby
Labonte.
Labonte.
Oh, just 2 cars.
They became a 3-car team in 2005 when Jason left
Ricky
for
Rudd. I mean,
drove
you
the
can't say
number
enough
11
about him coming
FedEx
from where he
Chevy.
did.
Okay, so when did...
Kurt Busch is around in turn
that's
2,
good.
but he'll get going.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, I didn't realize Kurt was in this race. Hello.
Yeah. I even said that earlier.
I know, where was I at?
Oh, man.
For real. I mean, obviously y'all can see I've been here, but I was not mentally there. No.
But yeah, back to what you were saying, they became a 3-car team in 2005.
So when did the 19 car?
19 car come around in like 2015.
Oh wow, so very late edition.
Like Carl Edwards was their 4th entry.
So he was only there for 2 years?
Plus, he's on fresh tires.
For
He's a glass car.
15 and 16? They
He
left?
could probably pass a lot of cars.
I think. Yeah, I think in 2014 he was in the 99.
Wow. And see, you know, when I figured out, you know, kind of was learning drivers and whatnot, Carl Edwards, I thought that was somebody that had pretty much made a career in the 19. Nope.
His career
Kinda
was made
late.
in 99.
Yeah, I mean, learning more, obviously, I can see that, but, and same with kind of Matt Kenseth, you know, I thought he was always with Gibbs, and it turns out, you know, 17 was his kind of primary, a lot of his career.
Yeah.
It's funny how much things you learn now. You know, you just kind of look, oh, okay, cool, and then it's like, nope.
3/10 quicker than Robbie Gordon. I just believe Robbie Gordon when he told his crew chief, "My rear tires are gone." I think
All right,
it's
5
showing
to
it
go.
right now.
So Larry's talking about how Robbie Gordon kind of said like his rear tire was gone, so it's like not the same
Kind of
like ability he had. Now, he still looks like he makes a few better turns than Stewart.
Yeah.
It seems like Stewart just carries more speed down these like places right here.
Where he's really fast, and Larry has commented about it a couple times, getting down into 4. He has just been really quick there, but you can see he's a little loose as
Yeah,
he comes
I
into
noticed
the
right there how
Which
loose
again, I
Robbie
think
Gordon
is the reason he's loose is those rear tires are gone. They won't grip the
And then when they go in these slower parts, it just seems like he's able to drive a little bit better.
11, where they're going into now, you just can't get the bite out of that corner that you need to get going.
Like right here, he does a much better job of driving this corner, but he just doesn't have those tires to help him out
To
when
get speed off
needs
the-
that speed.
Yeah.
No, that was he made a big game.
Well, and that probably was when they did that last restart, he was, you know, couldn't take off as well.
Need to make a mistake right in turn 11.
4 laps to go this
See
time.
Robbie Gordon in
All
that
right.
7 car, just a little bit faster
And
than leader
if
Tony
it
Stewart.
stay this way, you get a present.
Behind that front 5, Ward Burton, Bobby Labonte continue their battle nose to tail. Back for 6th place.
What did they do yesterday? Put rear tires on? Oh, what you'd get for a couple of rear tires right now.
Again,
It looks like he's kind of getting close now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, he's there.
Again, these sports where they have to brake so much more. He's able to drive so much better in those.
That's probably why it looks so close.
But right here, where you need to carry that speed, that's where Tony's car comes into play.
I can tell you one thing, he's giving her all she's got, and they've eased away from Jeff Gordon. It's a two-car race right now.
Turn 10, and now here we go.
So this is where Robbie's going to have a chance.
See that distance close a little bit. Stewart's got to be a little bit. He just wants to be careful, not mess up.
Not quite there.
He's got to put it together.
Tony kind of strengthens it out there.
Something we've not talked about all day long. Robbie Gordon, the 7 car, he has Robert Yates Racing engines under the hood of that car.
Performing pretty well for him, I'll say that. And you got to give that team a call. I mean, they've done a yeoman's job today. They did well in the pits. They made some adjustments there with some of the truck team members coming over and helping out. The cars run flawlessly all day. If he was in front right now, I don't believe Tony Stewart could pass him.
Don't think so. Pontiac, Ford, Chevy, the front 3 with 3 laps to go again. Gordon catches Stewart at turn 4, runs wide. Gordon ran way wide coming out of turn 4. That cost him a bit, but he's right over Stewart again at turn 7.
I know. It's like, especially with how low quality it is, you really don't even know who it is. I mean, that could be any car. You couldn't even tell colors.
I love these shots here, though, where they really are zoomed in on going through there.
The biggest problem Robbie Gordon has is the finish line is located coming out of turn 11.
Yeah, it's not
Tony, he ran that better than Robbie that time.
Tony Stewart's is pretty well watching his mirror, keeping that little gap between he and Robbie, and hitting those marks. Got to hit those marks. That's what it's all about. All you got to do is drive in that corner there just a little too hard, open up the bottom, and guess what would happen?
Gordon got off turn 11 a little better that time, but still not quite as well as Tony Stewart.
See, right here, it's like, nope. And if that was the race, and, he got no speed right there.
Right.
Now, this is who.
Yeah, that's Robbie's weakness right here, is that he lost his tires so much that he's no competitor to Tony when we get up to speed.
Yeah.
When we go slowing down in the turns, he's driving better.
Yeah.
Bill Elliott in the 9, Mark Martin 11, John Andretti, Terry Labonte, Scott Pruitt, and Boris Sett, 2 road racers in the top 15.
Boris Sett has worked hard to get back in
There's
the
the
top
8 car.
Oh, yeah. Ran back.
You get a quick shot.
Get it, turn 7.
I like what this place said. Robbie should have let him go. Yeah, should have just let Kevin go.
Oh, I was like, let who go? Man.
Couple of ex-open wheelers, 3 of them in fact, battling in the first 3 spots.
And Ricky Rudd right there on their back bumper.
I just think it's funny that Tony was able to make that move right when the caution was coming
Consider
out.
this a victory as Kyle Petty spins and gets back on track.
That's too bad. He was up to 25th place, and we haven't said a lot about him, but he's hung in there all day.
Oh, Tony kind of smoked his tires a little bit.
I thought he was turning around.
He got a little loose.
I was thinking he was going around. I'm like, no!
You just saw your present going away.
Last lap.
Boy, Stewart went way wide down there, but so did Robbie.
Oh! Johnny Benson and Dale Jarrett go around at turn 11.
And Dale Jarrett
Final lap,
his way back up to 17th after overcoming that.
So they just gonna let him go?
Yeah, there's no ending under caution in this period.
Okay. 1 to go, sponsored by Credit One. Right?
Does Robbie have anything for him? He's kind of a lot further back
Dale
now.
Jarrett still stalled at turn 11. Now he finally gets going.
Well, this is one place.
Yeah, well, and this track is so big, so even if they kind of spun out, by the time they got back around, those cars would probably already be going.
Like everyone's wrecking now.
Well. So even if they threw a caution, like say somebody was literally in the middle of the track, would you just still race the finish? You would race the line, the checker.
He's racing to the end here.
Because that's how they did the. So the caution is it out, but it doesn't matter because they raced the checker, right?
Alright, can Robbie do it in his last turn?
No, he's too far back, Larry.
He's too far back. I say no.
Slides it up and slides out of the groove. They know
Yeah, and he's got no speed.
Watch out, Terry.
What
reverse, Terry?
Oh, why is he going over there?
Stewart will get his 11th career Winston Cup victory. He wins
You get a present.
5th road course start. There's Ward
And that was a guess. I honestly had no idea. I saw somebody earlier said something about, I think Dave Blaney wins, and I like this was very early on. I'm like, oh, spoiler, and I think that was just to throw people off. But obviously he was not even contending for the win. And
well, congratulations to Tony Stewart.
Woohoo! Yeah, like I said, I felt like I didn't think Robbie Gordon was gonna, go away with him. I just felt like something was gonna happen, and I wanted to pick Rusty, but I felt like he was too far back, so I didn't think that was a good person. I'm like, Tony Stewart's close, but and I didn't think Jeff Gordon was going to win either. I thought it was going to be somebody that really wasn't up there all day.
We'll be right back.
All right, let's read that super chat. What did that super chat say? Because we want to thank people for sending us money, because that's awesome.
I can remember what it said.
Well, what did it say?
He said Robbie Gordon should have won this race, and I agree. I think he had the better car overall all day.
Yeah.
But it ended in an unfortunate situation. There you go. Good burnout.
Burn it down. But yeah, I definitely agree. Thank you for sending that super chat.
He's coming
That's
pretty
awesome.
quick with that burnout.
I like that paint.
Yeah, that's a good looking car.
Robbie Gordon, a great day to finish second in a one-off.
Yeah, if I think who deserved the win, I would have picked one of the Gordons, Robbie or Jeff. But Tony Stewart just like capitalized when Harvick was in the way. But I think that was kind of on.
Hey, look at Kevin Harvick. As bad as he was like holding up Robbie, he's still there 14th.
Wow. Well, and I think that was kind of on Robbie for just playing games. They're not.
Yeah.
I think he should have. That shouldn't have happened.
That's true. So let's have a look at the points. Dale Jarrett loses 90 points on Jeff Gordon from when he started the day. Ricky Rudd comes to within 20 of Jarrett.
90 points at Jeff Gordon.
As you look back through the top 20.
So this is the playoff standings.
Yeah.
Let's go down and meet the second place finisher, Dick Berggren.
Hey, 90 points like.
Robbie, tell us what happened between you, the 29, and the 20 car.
Unfortunately, I guess Harvick was trying to make his lap up, and probably wasn't the right time. That late in the race with the 20 and me racing so hard. He tapped into me, got me sideways. 20 got by both of us. It's racing. What comes around goes around.
You did a nice job. To Matt.
You're going to be teammates soon.
Jeff Gordon finishes third, takes a drink of water. You had a dominant car early on. What happened, Jeff?
I guess Pepsi.
Well, just lost track position.
Sure, that's what you want to drink after a race.
I saw him drink water. They drank Pepsi.
The tires got old. Back in, we just, tires would just get loose a little bit, and you came in there too hot. I wheel hopped, and I lost the lead and I lost second doing that. But it looked like Tony really at the end there had the best car anyway. He was coming, and he was real strong here last year. So congratulations to those guys. But had we gone green with my pit crew and this total team effort, we might have had something for them. But that just wasn't the case today. And, all good streaks got to come to an end eventually. But I'm just so proud of these guys in the DuPont Chevrolet.
We'll do your award.
Thank God for a great day, and Quaker State, Pepsi, GMAC, Fritos, everybody on board here. We're real proud of this effort, and it's a good points day for us.
Another top 3 finish for Jeff Gordon. Mike?
Tony Stewart goes to our MBNA winner's circle. 5th road course start. First win on a right and left turn race. Steve Burns is there.
This is his
and
first
Tony Stewart
road
taking
course
off the seatbelt. Mike Joy, as you said, his 11th career win, first on a road course. Tony, tell us how you won that race.
Because he won Sonoma.
The guys in the orange
I was
uniforms
going to say,
behind
I felt like it was more recent.
We were decent at the beginning, and then the second.
Was that his last win ever?
Yeah.
On the last stop, Greg and the guys made a great change. We tried something the second stop that didn't work, and that last stop, they made some changes that really made this car come to life.
You didn't hear that voice.
Put us as quick as the 7 and the 24 were.
Tony, did you feel before the race that you guys would be a factor for the win?
And make sure you get that logo right where you can see it.
Whether we could be good all day. I've always had such bad luck with a flat tire and getting sick last 2 years, so I just wanted to get to the end of this one.
So he was a part of the Coca-Cola racing family like his whole career, pretty much. Woohoo, time to celebrate.
Stewart, Greg Zippodelli, Joe Gibbs Racing. A road course winner.
I see what a Coke bottle landed.
Not bad for a fellow who started his career on small ovals.
And Everyone had those glasses back then.
Well, let's go down to our Hollywood Hotel and Chris Myers.
Thanks, Tony Stewart. Fast becoming the best driver of his generation in Fox after our first year of NASCAR. We've really enjoyed it, and we're going to hand off to Benny Parsons, of course, people in racing know him, a Winston Cup champion, Daytona 500 winner, and a voice of many races. And NBC TNT taking over the second half of NASCAR. Nice of you to drop by the Hollywood Hotel. We wish you luck and have fun in the second half.
I just hope we can have as much fun at TNT and NBC as you guys have had.
Okay, because this is their last race at Fox.
Originally, the idea was for Fox to do this with Dale Jr. and hand it off to Dale Jr. and NBC, just like they're doing right here.
So good luck. Go ahead, Jeff.
I mean,
that was originally what they wanted to do
professional.
before
He's got a great group
COVID
of guys
messed with all
behind him,
that.
Alan Bestwick, and I know you guys are going to do an exceptional job.
But I thought the Hollywood Hotel was a high-class joint, so that's why we're...
You don't have to dress up when you do the NBC broadcast. Don't worry. You and Wally Dallenbach and Alan Bestwick have fun. Dick Ebersol and the guys. Really, good luck. All right, we're rooting for you.
Thank you, Chris.
Take care of NASCAR. We know you will. Thanks, Benny. All right, let's go back upstairs.
Well, some of us will be back next Sunday at the Milwaukee Mile on FX with the Busch Cars, but this is our final Winston Cup telecast of our first season on Fox. DW, do we have to go?
I guess we do, but folks, I want to tell you something. I never thought
we said that because
dreams that I would have so much fun and enjoy something so much and be as proud as I am of what we've accomplished here our first half of the year and our first season on Fox. It's been unheard of. The ratings, you people have written in, you've said nice things about us, you like what we're doing. Hang in there. We'll be back next year.
Wow, most of them has had a long career of
thought I could have. I've made great friends.
Wow, it's like you're still on
it's hard
Fox.
to do this today, but I promise you, gang, we maybe didn't do it all like it needed to be done, but we give it our best shot, and we'll be
I like
back
him.
next
I
year,
like him doing the little race
2022,
analysis, you
taking
know.
places
I think the funniest thing when he had that, I don't remember what race it was. It was like the grader he was doing with the tire.
Yeah.
That was a hilarious demonstration, but.
Well, Mike, when I look back to the first half of the season, roller
He's
coaster
still with
emotions,
Fox.
jubilation,
I
yet
really don't know
sadness,
much about
first-time
the
winners,
lady
the
here, but
passing
she
of a
seems like she's
champion.
pretty
But one thing's
good.
for sure, when the season
I don't
comes to an
really
end,
know.
it
Who's
will
that?
be
I
a
can't think of his
season
name.
to remember, Jeannie.
Appropriate, though, that a guy with a whole lot of attitude wins our final broadcast this season. We enjoy bringing Fox attitude to you.
Wow,
And
this was
MVP
almost
to
20
Pam
years
Miller,
ago, and a
who
lot of these
kept our
people are the
pits
same
in
people.
order. Steve?
And I agree with that very much, Jeannie. It feels like being a
Rest in
part of the
peace,
movie,
Steve Burns.
Remember the Titans, coming together with a bunch of different people and coming out on the same team as a champion. Dick Berggren?
One of the best experiences of my entire life. Thank you,
miss
Pam
this guy
Miller,
right here,
Brad
Dick
Hutton, my
Berggren.
shooter, and also to Jeff Probst. To Chris.
All right, and time for us to check out of the Hollywood Hotel. All right.
Till next year, buddy.
All right, well, while they are checking out,
really enjoyed it.
I
World
think we
Series, Olympic
too
Games, Nicholas and the Masters covered a
shall
lot of that
be
stuff.
checking out
Certainly special with
The
NASCAR.
race.
and the Dave
We
W
really
YouTube
enjoyed
channel.
our
Pause
first
again.
year of
We're having some problems here.
Come on, Nanny.
All right, so we will go back over to the camera. So, how'd you like? Was it as good as people were making it out to be?
I think so. There was, some close battles early on. The race, at the end got interesting with, Stewart coming in, passing Robbie Gordon. I think that was interesting how that came out. So, yeah.
I think Robbie had the best car overall.
I definitely agree with that. I think the Kevin Harvick situation was unfortunate to him. He could have definitely won. I think he had the better car.
Yeah.
And kind of bad, bad for him. I mean, I guess later on he did get a win at New Hampshire. Is that what we're saying? So yeah, I guess it worked out. He did get a win, but I mean that's unfortunate when you have, probably one of the best cars all day and just things don't work out.
Yeah. But if you will kind of scoot back a little bit or switch chairs with me or do something here.
Oh, I'll take Danny B comfy chair.
Yeah, you take my chair and I'm going to go and, okay, close your eyes, no peeking.
Okay.
And I will grab one present out for you.
I hear a box.
Okay, you can take the box and you can go ahead and check it out.
It's a die-cast cardboard box. A William Byron 2018 car?
Yep, rookie car.
All right. Got to see what the DIN number is. That's important.
Yeah.
It's good. That's always my favorite part.
Well, she's been watching like since 2016, so she likes a lot of younger drivers. So I was like, this is one person we don't have in our selection, is William Byron. So I was like, I think she'll really like that.
Wow, what a high number! They made a lot of these cars.
How many did they make?
2,124. I guess they thought William Byron was going to be a popular.
I think 21 was his age when he entered, and 24 was his number.
Yeah. So this one is 1,588. So yeah.
All right.
I'm not surprised it's a.
We're a long ways off from the door number.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm not surprised it's a NASCAR piece of gift. So, anyways, well, I did tell him something NASCAR, so that is something NASCAR.
And that's a guy you don't have.
That's true. I just collect Chase Elliott.
And just think about this, like, our whole thing is like, last year we got so many of our diecast signed when we went to races. Well, this year we're not able to go to many races and have access to the garage like we have in the past. So now you're getting more to kind of, eventually, run into somebody and get it signed.
Well, we have seen William Byron several times.
I know.
At races.
How many times have we been around him now? And never had anything.
3 or 4. I mean, we took a picture with him at Atlanta 2018. And then we saw him at one other time when we got his autograph on like a hero card. Which, I mean, hero cards. What do you do much with those?
Some people have a big collection of them, but we're not so much. So,
anyways. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. That was fun. We got to watch a race that we knew nothing about. Well, at least I didn't. Yeah. Hopefully y'all learned something. Y'all got to watch along, give y'all some little entertainment for a Thursday night.
Yep. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us. And until next time, thanks for watching. And we'll probably try to go for something kind of maybe on a super speedway next time. Some people said 2007 Talladega. Maybe that's an option. But be thinking of some ideas. Comment them down below. And we will see you for the next classic race watch along. Thanks for coming on.
Bye, guys.
See y'all. Have a good one.